Not loud enough.
Give me that bass.
We're trying to dance this morning, Poseidon. What a morning.
Wagwan.
What a morning, guys. God damn. Poseidon, are we live? I'll be the
People
judge of
can
that.
hear us?
Well, we can't hear Poseidon. He's muted his microphone.
Yes, you are live.
Oh, all right. What about... All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out the morning show. We're going to get to the guest in a second.
Very special guest.
First, we had a very awkward morning. Poseidon was late again. However, this time it's because his car broke down and he had to call the tow truck. And I went to pick him up as the tow truck stole his car. It was quite an eventful morning. He's like, "What the hell, bro? The universe doesn't want me to be happy." It would seem that way. It would seem that way from this week's happenings, goings-ons.
The haps.
We also had trouble with some drilling noise. They're doing some renovations, and they were supposed to stop while we record, and then they started drilling right as we went live.
If only we
So I
had
went
thought
to
ahead
yell.
and sent an email saying we are recording at this time.
Right, you mean what I did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just.
that.
I was prepared, sir. They just weren't prepared for me.
I mean, fuck those guys upstairs.
Oh, God damn it.
I wonder if they only did it because they heard me drilling this morning.
The good thing is, if you are a patron, if you go to patreon.com/Pantelis, not only do you get to watch Poseidon in this very room on Saturdays do his debaucherous podcast, but you also win keychains if you're a yearly subscriber up until September 30th of this month. And if you're on Patreon, you're going to get a live podcast today. The new studio is pretty much 99% ready. There's
99.9.
Yeah, one thing left, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going live today for the patrons with the Jofo podcast crew. It's going to be fun. It's going to be available on Patreon at 2 p.m. live. Having said that, the gentleman in front of me, no stranger to the morning show, no stranger to news, stranger to wild bagels, apparently. Hurt his stomach this morning.
My stomach's a little upset today.
It's Phil Balabanos.
That's me. That's me. I'm Phil Balabanos, and I do love bagels, and they don't like me.
And calling in all the way from the mean streets of Brassard, ladies and gentlemen, it's political enthusiast George Tsadrizos.
Or as he's known in the Balkans, Georgi Chandric.
Gorgi Chandrich.
What's up?
What's up, Gorgi?
Georgi.
I'm still laughing at the bagel thing.
Yeah, he's...
Dude, it ruined me. I had an all-dressed bagel. It ruined
It
me.
didn't sit well. It was all dressed. That was the problem. You
Yeah.
got to take the shoes off first. Though.
Hey.
So, G-Funk.
How's it going, guys? Happy to be here. Sorry I missed the episode on Monday.
Hold on, George. Poseidon, what is happening on the stream?
Hold on, because like it keeps jumping, it keeps going small and then big.
Poseidon is having... Can I just say that, Poseidon, just leave it, let it sit for a second. Can I just say that I find it a little hilarious, the problems that Poseidon's having today? Like, there is something to be said about the hilariousness.
I'm not upset. I still feel happy. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not even on this show.
Yeah, you can't even see Phil right now. So
Hold on.
Hold on, Poseidon. You want me to come in there and try to help you, Poseidon?
It was still resizing. I looked down and things were going womp, womp, womp.
That's
all over
fine. I mean, that could happen.
It's
It's
just
not the end
funny.
of the world. It's you okay, George?
I
Because
fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah,
You sure you fixed it?
seems like it.
All right.
And there's like a buffer,
Yeah.
so I'll know in like 30 seconds.
So George, what kind of hilarious news do you have for us today?
Make us
Not
laugh, funny
very,
man.
not so hilarious, guys. I have two small bits of news just because I want to leave some time for us to have a little discussion because something happened last week. Obviously, I wasn't on the show on Monday to discuss it, but it has raised a lot of interest and a lot of curiosity.
The
and
Marilyn
a lot of
Manson
debate
girlfriend
around that topic. Yeah, are we okay with the screen or?
Oh no, the screen's fine. We're just
good.
busting
We're
Poseidon's
fine.
balls. Go
I
ahead.
forgot you can see us so clearly now.
So just two quick little pieces of news there, and then maybe we can have a little discussion because I'm interested to see what you guys think about it. So the first thing on the docket, some positive news.
Oh, nice.
for Justin Trudeau this week, all right? Because we need to mention the positive as well.
HIV.
So this week, the U.S. backed down from imposing a 10% tariff on Canadian aluminum imports.
Interesting wording. Backing down instead of just saying, they dropped it.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Backing down like they were scared of the beavers.
Well, see that it's interesting that you say that because the Canadian the Canadian press, that's how they placed it, right? The U.S. backs down.
Yeah, because the Canadian the media is the enemy of the people, George.
No, but I mean, they did kind of, backtrack. So, I mean, Canada had threatened to impose tariffs on U.S. products about a month ago. So just for
Oh,
those
that
who
hurt
don't
the
remember,
US.
back in 2018, President Trump had announced an increase in tariffs on aluminum and steel imports.
I remember that, yeah.
And practically after like a global outcry, he backtracked and exempted certain countries such as Canada.
Yeah.
So about a month ago at an event in Ohio, he said that he would reimpose a levy on Canadian aluminum. So Trudeau was quick to react at that time, and he announced that he would be looking at imposing respective tariffs on American imports by mid-September. So literally,
What's a respective tariff?
What do you mean?
They were going no
Is
respective.
it a tariff that's like, oh, sorry, I have to impose this? No, I get it.
I was just like,
I'm just make fucking joke.
You make joke, funny man?
So basically, literally, the day that Canada was about to announce these tariffs, I think it was on Wednesday.
What was the date on Wednesday?
The exact same day, the U.S. announces that we'll back down, we'll backtrack. So no tariffs now on aluminum imports going into the U.S.
That's great for me. I've been importing all kinds of aluminum.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's a small bit of news, but nevertheless, it's a nice little diplomatic victory for Justin Trudeau.
I mean, it's
think sometimes,
amazing
like I said,
for
it's
Justin.
It's important that we mention the good stuff as well.
Okay. So speaking of Justin Trudeau and good stuff, is he still a criminal that tried to steal our money and give it to his family through third-party channels like the We Charity?
Wait until you hear what I have coming up next, and this is what I want to discuss with you guys. All right.
Charity goes offshore.
So this happened last week. All right. And again, I'm very brief because I wanna hear what you guys have to say. It has raised some interesting questions in the public and in the media, especially. So last week, Justin Trudeau announced that with the collaboration of some of Canada's bigger banks, the government will be making available $221 million over 4 years, over a period of 4 years, specifically to help out the black businessmen and entrepreneurs
Seems
across
racist.
Canada. In order to help them get through, the difficulties caused by COVID-19 and develop their businesses.
Because we know that it only affects colored
Black people. Yeah, that's good. That's good to know.
So look,
yeah.
let me just go over the facts and then we'll have a discussion because I'm sure that this will probably get your blood, boiling.
Not really. I already called my black friends that have companies and I said, take advantage of this idiot's money.
Yeah, So he said the pandemic has brought, and I quote, right? He said the pandemic has brought to light certain inequalities that have disproportionately affected the black community across Canada. And it's important that all Canadians are offered an equal chance to succeed.
What about the Asians that got beat up at the beginning of this because people kept assuming that they're spreading the virus? Remember when retards thought that Asians were causing this and they were getting beat up? How come they're not getting anything?
If you were Chinese, you were born with the virus.
Yeah. How come they're not getting anything?
I missed that. Was that in the New England Journal of Medicine? I missed that. When did that happen?
So basically, the breakdown from the $221 million, the government will only invest $93 million. And the rest will be provided by the banks. So here's the breakdown. So from the 93 million, a little over 50 million will be used to create a fund for black entrepreneurs to have access to funding and business services. Over 30 million will be handed out through a new loan fund, whereby black business owners can receive between $25,000 and $250,000 in loans. And a little over $6 million will be used to create a quote knowledge hub to collect data on black entrepreneurs, including the kinds of barriers to success that they encounter.
Collect data. Okay.
So this is what I just need to say something because I know a guy pretty well who was part of this small group of people that spearheaded this whole initiative. And from what I know,
tell him he's racist.
Well, look, he did what he had to do, man. That guy, he's a black guy. He saw certain things happening in his community. He took action, and good for him. So here's what I know. All this started at the early stages of the pandemic where, certain prominent members and leaders of, the black community were concerned by the disproportionately higher number of deaths within their own community, primarily caused by, the types of jobs they had that obliged them to be at the front lines, the underprivileged neighborhoods that they lived in,
and that kind of stuff.
And a bunch of other factors, all right? So, they combined all this information and they went to the government with that. In addition to all of that, the whole Black Lives Matter thing happens, and I think it definitely kind of helped their cause, right?
You think?
So all this to say that that's how all this started, right? This is how they came together and they thought of this idea, and I got to be honest, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about the black community. They pushed their cause to the government, and
for sure,
big time.
That's what I said. Take advantage. If the dummy wants to give you money, you fucking take it.
Wasn't that your job for years, George? But for us,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
George, go out there and get us some money.
The black community in Canada just proved that you could successfully lobby for something. So everyone else should be doing the same thing.
I mean, everyone does it already.
No,
yeah, but this is a good. This is a good get.
This is a really good
top
get because it's not even straight up funds. It's like a program.
Yeah, and you're giving entrepreneurs, so you're giving the best of the best in the community, the people that could build shit.
For sure.
You're giving them an opportunity to grow. So they played this smart.
You know, and look, I mean, from their perspective, I don't think there's anything anyone can say. I mean, you know, they did what they had to do, and congratulations to them. Good.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Good for you. You know, now, when you look at it from the government's perspective, though, that's where all the criticism starts. Right?
No shit, it's fucking completely insane.
How can you move forward with something like this and not expect backlash from, you know, pretty much everyone else whose business has been slapped in the face? You know, like how can they expect, you know, for people not to use this as a precedent, for example, right? What if tomorrow I put together a group of some, you know, Greek restaurateurs who, if they haven't already lost their business, you know, they have absolutely no guarantees that they won't lose their business in the coming weeks. So we put this group together and we go knock on the government's door and we ask for $221 million. Do you think that I will get this money? The answer is no. No. Right? So it's obvious no. So, and this is the example. This example is probably what got, you know, many journalists to seriously question if this is the way that the government plans to combat racism, right? Because if it is,
how does this combat racism?
Well, look, if this is the way that this is the solution to combating racism and to helping out the black community.
Those are two different things. Helping out the black community and combating racism are two different things.
Well, because
if anything, this is gonna increase racism.
Yeah.
Well, because
you're gonna see a lot of Asian business owners who got fucked over because of the coronavirus. They had to shut down because remember people were scared. Don't go to Chinese restaurants. Remember this thing?
I remember.
So they're gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? What about us?
No, because there was an article in the Journal de Montréal by a black former politician in Quebec who I happen to know, Makakoto, who wrote an article and he's like, "Are we combating racism with discrimination?" Because you know the whole
That's exactly what he's doing.
I mean, you're supposed to fight fire with fire, George.
They are fighting fire with fire. I will give him that. Like, Trudeau's doing great.
So that's it. So many believe that, you know, this is discriminatory against other ethnic or visible minorities who often they're in the same boat as the black community. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, you know,
we're all in the same fucking boat at this point because of the pandemic.
No, but who has it worse? Obviously, black community has it worse. The Asians got it fucking bad when they started.
I mean, small business owners in general.
Yeah, I'm a small business owner.
So am I.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody told me when they started. Nobody said, "Oh, I can't work with you just in case I get the virus." Nobody told me that. But Koreans were getting beat up. I
mean, technically.
Do you remember that? Do you remember when they were just getting, and people were like, they're not even Chinese. It didn't even make any sense.
No, so that's it. So, I mean, you know, journalists and a lot of people in the public space, they're also questioning if this is a ploy to win over votes in an eventual election. They're wondering if this is a temporary fix while still ignoring the root causes of systemic racism, for example. So all this, and what surprises me is that it hasn't taken a much bigger, you know, amplitude in the news. Like, it was very busy, like for a couple of days. A couple of journalists mentioned a couple things. I follow some leaders in the black community who are still talking about that, and they're wondering why are people talking against us. And, you know, and they're right. I mean, they did what they had to do, and they got the money.
They did. That's what I'm saying.
No one's judging them.
I hope this is what I hope happens. I hope that all this money goes to like black entrepreneurs. You know, everything's going well, and then during the election, they all vote against Trudeau. They're like, well, no, we have no faith in him. The guy's clearly a moron. We're taking advantage, but. Are you crazy?
So I you know,
that would be the best.
I wanted to see your take on this. I mean, you know, you're creating a program specifically for one particular
ethnic minority. It's not an ethnic group. It's
not an ethnic group. Yeah. It's a visible minority. And
look, I think I think it's fucking weird. I think it's. Oh, that's. Bro, can you go right now? Because he gave you thumbs up. Go right now. Just leave it on the three of us and go right now and go nuts. Like, don't swear.
Can you hear that, George?
Just be like, what the fuck?
I'm just curious.
Faintly.
I'm not hearing anything.
You can get it faintly, but no.
At least.
Go at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
I wonder if it's not them. Maybe it's someone else.
No, it's whoever it is. He's gonna go right now. So, so G-Funk. Here's the thing. It's definitely discriminatory. That goes up.
How'd that happen?
It's sometimes the streams.
Oh, okay.
Subscribe. But it's definitely discriminatory. I agree with you. However, it's not. This is the problem that I have with people being stupid. It's kind of what you said. People getting mad at the black community for lobbying to do this.
Yeah.
Why would you get mad at that? Like, they're doing what every community should do. You try to lobby, you try to negotiate and get the best you can for your community. It's like playing a soccer game. They played better, they won. You can't be mad at them for that. You know, if your team's stupid, you can't be mad at the good team.
No, exactly. And because I know kind of the behind the scenes and how all this started, and this I remember the person in particular that I know, he told me this like back in April, like in mid-April, that they were preparing something with the government. You know, they obviously probably didn't have too many details and didn't probably want to give it to me, but this has been in the works since April. So they reacted really quickly once this thing started, right?
So how are they the bad guys?
It's just that I'm surprised
You know what I
at
mean?
how.
I mean,
Does what I mean make
this is
sense?
what they've been doing for everything in the last decade. Every time someone yells racism, the reciprocal reaction from governments who are liberal governments, who are progressive governments, is to act racist. So look at, I mean, it's not even a new concept. Just look at Yugoslavia and when it fell apart. They're like, the Serbs are ruining everything. The Serbs control too much. Maybe the Albanians need power. We need to make programs for the Albanians. Maybe the Christian Albanians aren't the ones who need programs. It's the Muslim Albanians. Let's create fucking division everywhere.
Divide and conquer. But this is not even a divide and conquer. This is a
it's just division by stupidity.
This is a case study that should be what happened? You did you go nuts?
I mean,
Put the mic on. Get on your mic and tell us the story.
Is there blood on his hands?
No, but he's
head to toe.
Because we got the okay that they stopped drilling and then they started drilling. What happened?
Man, I feel bad for the guy.
What happened?
He was pissed.
But he was on your side.
Yeah, he was on our side. Yeah. But he was pissed, man. So he's like, he ran upstairs. He's like, come with me. I'm like, I can't. I gotta record.
Oh, he wanted some muscle.
Yeah, he wanted some muscle, bro.
So,
yeah. Don't worry. Once this is done, we'll go up.
We're all gonna go upstairs. Those fucking
all together.
So G, this should be a case study. We should study a case study for successful lobbying of the government. I think it's what you said. This is a win for whoever in charge. Whoever was in charge of that. If you know the guy,
tell him to speak to some of the people on the Greek fucking Canadian Congress.
Tell him to
they
fucking
don't know
help
how
us
to
out.
Fucking lobby.
Yeah, this was some great lobby. But obviously, as a government, it's
hard.
very weird when you're in charge of an entire country to okay this for one specific portion.
It doesn't make sense.
Because it doesn't make sense. And especially when you say, it's because of what was suffered during COVID-19. Also, it's like, I don't know if that was the most affected community during this.
I mean, they were affected.
I don't know either.
Sure.
Everyone was affected, but I don't think anyone got hit harder than the Asians.
But that's the other argument here in Canada. And I've been hearing a lot of this thing because what happens in the States is very different from here. In the States, everything is actually accounted for. If someone passes away from, for example, from COVID-19, they know if he's a member of the Hispanic community, Black community, whatever. Like, it's more categorized, whereas here you have absolutely no idea. So their argument was, hey, wake up. Why aren't we documenting this so that you can have the information so that you can take steps in maybe bettering the future for these communities? Like, why is it that I'm just saying,
wait, we don't keep that kind of statistical census data in Canada?
Not like the U.S. Does, and especially in cases like this, where the U.S. has been documenting specifically in terms of visible minorities, ethnic communities, or ethnic minorities. Like, how many people died, how many belong in this group or that group, or like it's more categorized. And their argument,
I feel like that's a great thing. Anyways, go on.
Well, because look,
are you saying that the census takers in the U.S. are better than here?
Well,
not the census.
Because I'm going to have to agree with you there, George, because people don't know this, but years ago, for one summer or fall, whenever it was, I was once a Canadian census taker.
I mean, I remember that. I remember that.
And let me tell you how that shit show went about.
Garbage.
Yeah. So number one, they hire anyone. Like, trust me, they hire anyone. So this girl, this French girl that was like in charge of our unit, our team, she lived down the street from me. We had to have team meetings at her house, right? So I only went to one team meeting, and I was just I was just that angry guy in the corner. Like, what the fuck's this meeting about? Like, it's very simple. I had to fill out these pamphlets. So the rule was randomly, some people were selected to fill out the big pamphlet, because some people get the thin one, some people get the big one. Now the big one, you have to go door to door. You have to fill it out with them, so you have to give it to them, help them fill it out. The big one, but the clause was you have people's information. The thin ones, which you have a shitload of, you could even do those by phone. So I thought about this. I go, I'm going to get paid either way. Fuck that shit. So all the big ones, I put them on the side. I took all the thin ones. I was just calling people. I was doing it like a fucking telemarketer. And then she's like, well, aren't you walking around and going to houses and giving them and doing the big one? I was like, no. She's like, well, you kind of have to. I go, I kind of don't. Because what it says here is, I have to do them both. It doesn't say in what order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do for the whole 2 weeks or whatever it was, a week and a half, I did all the small ones. I kept calling everyone and helping them do it on the phone. And then I called the girl. I said, yeah, I quit. Come pick up the big ones. So I got paid for that time. She came downstairs. I gave her a stack of all the big ones. I go door to door and do that. Stupid.
I mean, it's our
not leaving my house.
Tax dollars hard at work. Right?
Hey, crazy. I'm going to go walk around like some fucking gypsy house to house asking them personal questions. Get out of here.
Would you like to buy Census Pretty I make myself?
I go, I'm within the rules. Like, I'm just doing these ones first. And then, you know what? I quit before I got to those ones. Here, you handle them.
I mean, you're the reason why, aren't you?
Because I don't like that stuff. First of all, some of the questions in the big one were a little, it's a little too much. It's like, mind your fucking business, government.
I mean, all this data taking, in the States, when you go to the hospital, they actually ask your ethnicity. Here, they don't, right? You fill out a bunch of shit.
Here we assume, which is the best part.
I like it too that we assume because it's fun.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
You're like, that's a lot of vowels. Sri Lankan? Yeah. Sri Lankan. And they're like, no. But my point is...
Somebody once told me Irish. Irlandais. And I was looking, I go, what?
McPantel.
Like are you saying because the way I look or from the name Pantelis? Don't know, your name. I was like, are you fucking insane? It doesn't even sound Irish.
I don't know what Irish sounds like. First of all, if you were a person...
Who have you met that's Irish that has a name like mine?
So here's the answer. If you're a guy who asked a guy named Pantelis, "Es-tu Irlandais?"
Yeah.
You clearly have never met an Irish person either.
That's true, yeah.
You only know the fucking inbred Hicks in your little neighborhood.
Maybe, yeah. Because I remember I first thought it was a joke. And I was like, is he
Pierre and
joking?
Whatever.
I was like, what does it sound like?
I mean,
Gaelic.
Pantelis. Oh, it does sound like a Gaelic.
Depends how you say it, right?
George, did you just Gaelic?
Yeah, instead of Pantelis, maybe I said Peter.
Yeah, or maybe
Pietro. You know what always bothered me? This is super random, George, but it's not really news. But the Greek name, like Panayotis, they go by Peter.
Yeah.
If your name was Panayotis, wouldn't you go by Otis?
First of all, who says Panayotis?
I'm saying
it
for
the way
the
you
fans.
said it.
I'm saying it for the fans.
You would really go with Otis?
Fucking Otis, sound like a jazz musician.
Well, Otis Redding, bro, that's a good name.
Otis is a good name.
Yeah.
That's what I call Peter sometimes.
And,
he loves it.
And your homies would call you Redding? Yeah.
Red, just red.
Just red.
Red Dead.
I like that.
I mean, Otis is much better than Peter.
Peter.
I mean, George is up there on shitty names too, though.
Yeah. George, by the way, George, I was, my mother wanted to call me George.
Imagine George comedy.
But it wasn't her choice because she's a woman. So... But here's the thing. Thank God I wasn't called George because I have so many friends named George. It would have gotten awkward.
You'd be Big Jeezy.
Like right now, we'd be George, and then my boy V, his first name is George, and all. It would be fucking. Also
name
George.
Is George.
Huh?
That's his name?
Yeah.
Fuck, I did not know that.
You see secrets. But yeah, George. So George to me, whenever I hear George, it sounds like the name of a pet lizard. So I'm very happy I wasn't called George.
What's the statistic? Like 2/3 of the men in Greece are called George. Is something like some
George or
crazy
Nick?
Like that?
It's George, Nick, and Peter. Peter, yeah.
Peter John is also yeah.
John's up there. People are,
John's
but John,
up there
everyone
too.
like
John's pretty standard. I mean, we always fought with my wife when I was like, look, when we're gonna name the kids as we were having the children's, I was like, I'm open to anything. No Hebrew names.
Oh, speaking of Hebrew names.
I mean, like they've been overused.
No
them.
biblical names.
No biblical names.
So speaking of that, you know how sometimes you'll get random people that complain, like if you have dreadlocks, they're like, don't appropriate my culture, whatever. Yeah. Which for the record, dreadlocks, ancient Greeks and Egyptians did it before anyone else.
That's just
for
not
the record.
combing your hair, but
yeah, for the record. But I personally, one of the funnest times I have is when I see, and it happens to Haitians a lot, that have Greek names.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sophocles.
I'm not angry, Sophocles or Alexander. I get happy.
No, Alexander,
I don't get mad.
Pretty common, but like Sophocles.
Yeah, I love that.
Saint-Pierre.
Who the fuck gets mad? What's your name? Socrates. Like, that is fucking amazing.
Cool.
We are now best friends.
Brazilian soccer players,
yeah,
man.
this is amazing. Well, how do you get mad at that? Who
cool.
gets mad at that shit? Don't appropriate my culture. Imagine if we did that. We'd go around. What kind of government you guys have? Democratic. Why are you appropriating my culture?
I mean,
can you imagine if Greece woke up one day and requested
people stop using democracy?
No, but just anything, right? They just requested rights.
Yeah,
on-
get rid of the words. There are words. Yeah.
Or if
I
you
mean, that's
want
a
them of,
great way to get some cash flow.
That's psychotic.
Royalties, man.
I hope we never do that. That's insane.
royalties there.
Greece
And,
goes super woke.
Yeah, like royalties on architecture.
That would be insane.
Science, just I mean,
I
imagine.
mean, I don't think anything would come of that. Let's say hypothetically one day Greece was like, that's
Actually,
it,
it
we
would,
want
because all the
royalties.
SJWs would be like, they're right.
No, we're too white. They don't give a
Oh,
shit
yeah,
if
yeah,
we're
yeah.
right.
It's true,
If you're
it's
too
true.
white, you can't be right. Like,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at the fucking Elgin marbles. Signed a backroom deal with a Turkish pasha. And what is it? Like
Give us
100
back
years
our
later.
marbles.
And the Brits are out there saying, well, you guys should be grateful that we took them. We saved them.
That's what I love is when
We liberated
they're like,
them.
You have our stolen stuff in your museum. No, they're not stolen. We saved them.
We saved them, yeah.
From who? You guys, just in case you decide to blow them up. Why would we blow up our own marbles?
I don't know if for anyone who doesn't know what the Elgin marbles are, they're part of the frieze of the Parthenon, like those marbles that were that were given to Lord Elgin, the British lord, by I think Ali Pasha.
Yes,
like
a Turkish gentleman.
a Turkish Ottoman Sultan guy, whatever. The thing about the story that nobody knows is, that boat sank.
No.
I mean, it sank. It took them like 3 years to get the marbles, like Lord
Oh,
Elgin's
that's
men.
embarrassing.
It sank.
We're
right-
going to rescue these marbles.
It sank in the fucking northern Mediterranean, like right off Antikythera. Like it was down there forever.
That's embarrassing.
It is pretty embarrassing.
That's like the fireman's truck catching fire.
George is like, why aren't we talking about news? I got news.
Oh,
I got
sorry,
news.
George.
Yeah,
Get
sorry.
back to your
No,
next
it's
topic
fine.
of
No,
the
but-
nouvelles.
But look, just to get back to that story, I'm just wondering, if the Black Lives Matter movement hadn't happened,
What
Yeah.
a segue. Yeah, go on.
I'm just wondering if the government would have given in, just based on COVID-19.
No.
and
No,
that whole
no,
argument.
absolutely
No, we all know the answer to that. Let's not be stupid. We all know the answer. The government, first of all, and I'm not talking about the government as a structure because, it's faceless, but the people in the government, the ones that scream the loudest, the woke brigade, they don't give a shit about black, white, turquoise, yellow, purple, whatever the hell you want. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. He's trying to remain in power. That's all he cares about. Wherever he can get the votes. He doesn't give a fuck. You think this guy gives a shit? He's proven it. Remember,
No, he's like, who
remember
did
when
I
he was
piss off
fake
the
crying?
most?
Remember when he was fake crying because we fucked over the natives so bad? So then a week later, he's like, yeah, we have to shoot them because they're blocking our fucking construction. Like, this guy's a piece of shit. And it's not just him. It's just, I feel like in order to get to a certain level in politics, you have to have that empathy disappear for your fellow human
I mean,
beings.
isn't that sad though?
It's super sad. I don't agree with it. I don't feel like that's the way to govern. I feel like there's got to be a modern way to govern it. But the way we've set everything up right now,
Yeah.
it's impossible. It's always these toxic walruses.
The system isn't
that are
broken.
in the system.
It was built this way, right?
Yeah, well, there was also less people before, so people kind of knew like who's in charge now. It's gonna be Bill. Bill, I know Bill. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
it was. Now it's
It was that simple.
it was that simple.
I mean, democracy on a small scale is extremely efficient.
It only worked in Athens because it was a small scale just in Athens.
And only like rich landowning men were allowed to vote. None of those uneducated darkies, That's what the Greeks were doing. They had helots. It wasn't everyone who could vote in ancient Athens.
yeah, here too, not everyone can vote. Criminals can't vote.
I don't mean,
Slaves can't vote.
do you own land
Me?
in Canada?
No.
No, you don't own any land. You
Yeah.
have no vote by the ancient
That's
Athenian
cool.
system.
That's fine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm
But
cool with that.
you only allow the
I
people
want-
who
I want the
control
pe-
capital to
Yeah.
have control of the democracy.
That's what I want.
fucking
I only
nuts.
want the good people. I don't need bums like me voting.
Yeah, but who
But
decides who's the good people and who's the bums?
Huh?
But you know what was funny? The day after this announcement, Chaplot, who is the sketch artist there in La Presse, he did a little cartoon there.
Yeah.
And,
Was it Trudeau in blackface?
Blackface Tomahawk Trudeau.
The funniest thing was a
Okay,
drawing of-
hold on. I got a good drawing. Somebody has to do this on the Discord. Blackface Trudeau asking for a small business loan.
Amazing. At Indian Affairs.
I'm one of you guys.
But the drawing was something similar. Basically, it was Justin Trudeau announcing this program, and he was like, "Trust me, I know the black people," and he's in blackface.
Oh, wait, that was the cartoon?
Good.
Oh, that's
Good.
so good. He beat
Good.
us to it. Somebody's asking a question in the chat. It says, "Hey Pantelis, just got here. Quick question: Is Justin Trudeau a bad leader?"
Yeah, he's not a leader. Can I say something about Justin Trudeau right now, just so people don't misunderstand? He's not evil, for the record. Trudeau's not like the usual evil oligarch. He is obviously a silver spoon kid, but it doesn't make you a bad person. It's just that he's a bit of a dummy, and he wants to be liked over doing a good job, is how I see it. That's how I see it. He puts a precedence on being liked by the media or whatever
Maybe.
before the actual well-being of the country. That is why he was frivolously spending money, thinking he's going to make everyone happy, even though by doing that, he fucked over the economy. Do you know what I mean? all these
Yeah, but does he
programs.
care?
That's why he's a yes. He's his own yes man.
Is he a
Same
yes
thing with the
man,
wheat
or
charity.
is he a genius?
The wheat charity, even though it is sketchy, I don't believe he met in a secret room. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna funnel millions. I don't know that's what happened. He's just like,
No.
oh yeah, it's a good opportunity.
His mom
oh yeah,
said-
yeah.
his
My
mom said,
would
"Give
get-"
them this money.
That's what it was. I don't think he's evil. I think he's a.
George is laughing,
He
but he
wants
knows
to be
it's
liked.
true.
George, you know these people personally. Am I right, or in my assumption, or is he just some kind of evil villain?
No,
No,
look,
he's not an evil villain.
I obviously I know the guy personally. We work together and everything. He's not a dumb guy.
That's
He's a
what I'm, okay.
smart
Well,
kid.
that's agree to disagree.
And I've said this many times on many episodes. The problem with Justin Trudeau, in my opinion, is that he went from the backbench of Parliament, and when we're talking about backbench,
I'm sorry, the what? You cut out. Did you say the black bench?
no, yeah, the backbench. So
We need a black guy in here. Trudeau shows up.
I was on the bench. I just got my own joke.
Go.
and when we're talking about backbench, it wasn't just like the third or fourth row. It was like he was shoved somewhere in a corner where it was so dark the cameras couldn't even pick him up. You know what I mean?
Wait, you hear what you're saying, right?
All right, I'm listening.
So he went from the back bench to like the front row leading his party within a matter of 5 or 6 years since he entered politics.
That's actually kind of impressive. I'm going to be honest with you. That's,
No, yeah, look, it's not impressive.
They didn't
because if
have
your
anyone
name's-
else.
It's because of your name, clearly. I mean, that doesn't really happen, especially if you're in opposition and you haven't had any room to shine as a minister or as a political personality in government. The guy was in opposition in the backbench. So I mean, it doesn't get worse than that.
Wasn't he a minister?
No. They came into power in 2008. They were in opposition, and then they lost again, so they remain in opposition. And they only came into power when Justin was
you don't remember this?
in charge in 2015.
I voted for him that year
You're
because
right,
it was
you're
like the great underdog
for
story.
Me, Justin was always. I mean, he's not really an underdog.
Well, I mean, in that case, it was.
Oh yeah, that's.
I was like, hold on a second. We have a guy who stabilized our economy and protected us from the 2008 crash, and we have a guy who can't think. The guy who can't think is the underdog, bro. Like that's.
I mean, yes, in that sense, yes. But I remember Justin from Montreal's, like, he has a big riding. Like my office was in his riding. George knows as well as anyone. Fucking dealings with the Greek community when I was involved. Like, Justin was always around, always ready for a photo op.
Yeah.
He was always.
From
Guys, can we just
day
take a second? Justin, Sophie, happy anniversary. I saw that you guys are posting stuff, and all of a sudden, everyone's not talking about all the political stuff you're doing. So I thought I would also not talk about the shit you're doing and say happy anniversary.
That's so sweet.
Sophie and Justin.
It's just weird.
By the way, you sounded very gay the way you said that. It was funny.
Happy anniversary.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to sound very gay.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
It's like I'm trying to get that vibe, that SJW woke ass fuck vibe.
I have a question, by the way.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
So
please.
you know we have like we're living with this super woke government, right? And they're doing all these loans and bursaries for the black community.
I mean, they're kind of loans and bursaries, but let's just say for the sake of this
for the sake
question,
of
they
this
are. Yeah,
argument, it
sure.
Yeah.
George is already laughing.
So let's say you identified as black.
Oh, I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know how deep it goes. Like
'Cause, like,
honestly, if they say yes to that, they're dumber than I thought. Like that's insane.
If they're super woke, but you felt black your whole life.
I mean, you're starting a business tomorrow, and we're applying for this loan. We're gonna find out.
But do you see what the problem is, Poseidon? That's the issue. The issue is how far woke are you willing to go? Do you want to then I don't know, alienate an entire community of people who believe that there's something else? I personally wouldn't care. I'd be like, shut up, stupid. It's for them.
I mean, this is maybe the fucking smartest question he's ever asked.
Yeah, it is a very good question.
Well done.
Yeah, especially, that's actually a very good question.
Interesting.
So, George, you don't know the answer. You're looking it up.
No,
there's
I'm
no
not looking
real
at
answer
anything.
there.
But
Call Justin, ask him.
Obviously, it's going to be criteria. I don't know if every single businessman will qualify. I hope it's not like a free for all. Here, you're black, you have a business, take it. Or you're black, you want to start a business, take the money.
I hope it's like that.
I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for them, yeah, but
I mean,
It's not their fault, bro. You take advantage of that shit, bro.
if they don't ask for a photo with the application, and I go with my Greek name, and I'm like Philippos Balabanous, they might just give me the money.
Why would it be written in an accent?
I mean, it's how you. Well
So,
played. Well
Hey,
played.
George, So this is great for black business owners. So good for them. Hopefully people take advantage of this. I hope people don't slip on this. I hope they take advantage of the government's lunacy. I want to ask you, right now with all the shit that's happening, considering the economy took a hit, they're trying to push this through. Where are we as a country economically? Like,
oh no, we're in the worst situation possible.
Jesus Christ.
I think 2 weeks ago, the parliamentary budget officer. So the parliamentary budget officer is a position that was created. It's independent from parliament, from government, and it's a person that actually just studies the numbers and gives a report. And he came out because they're preparing now the speech from the throne. The parliament's gonna it's gonna open up again. So. And he came out in a statement and said that this country can no longer sustain this amount of, this deficit for longer than a year max, right?
Cool.
So just to remind everyone, I mean, right now we're at, I think, over 300 or close to $350 billion in deficit. Forget about the debt, which is like nearing $1 trillion.
So if you thought your credit card debt was bad,
yeah,
just think about what Trudeau's bill just rang
so
up.
this guy whose specialty is to look at the figures and to announce them publicly, he came out and said, look, if you don't fix your shit within a year, Canada will be pretty much
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I don't think it's
crazy.
ever been in this situation before economically. So it's horrible. And
So pre-order the PS5 now is what you're saying. So until before inflation.
Yeah. So and look, there's speculation on whether or not he's gonna go to elections now at the end of September or October.
This guy's more likely to go to erections than anything. But anyways, go on.
But we've been saying it. We've been we called it that there was probably going to be an election once they restart. But
once he allows government to begin.
Yeah, the fact that he's allowing government to start or not is fucking insane to me. It's not a monarchy. Another thing that you just said, from the throne, from the crown. I hate that. I hate all that terminology. Phil was showing me our lease here because I was looking to fight something, and in it goes that we're not protected from
force majeure,
like acts of God, or if any of the enemies of the Queen come to attack us. Was this written in the 1600s? You fucking assholes! I gotta worry about the enemies of the Queen. I'm an enemy of the Queen.
I mean, you are a force majeure.
Yeah.
There's your next special. Pantelis.
What is an enemy of the Queen? This is the first time I hear that.
It's the first time.
George, I will send you the screen grab from our lease.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So you can read
enemies,
it.
in case enemies of the Queen, did they just reuse a contract they found in a fucking tomb?
I mean, it says enemies of the Queen, war, and then it mentions the monarchy again one more time. I mean, technically, by Canadian law, an enemy of the Queen declaring war on the Commonwealth is a war on Canada. But I mean, what the fuck? Why do we still have this?
I need that defined
George, when
better.
are we fixing that? Do you know? Is this something that we're actively getting rid of?
I don't think it's ever going to be fixed. I mean, look, Trudeau's father actually made the big step in drafting the Canadian Constitution, and at that point, I mean, we completely separated, but they kept certain ceremonial and traditional things like the Governor General.
But that's more than ceremonial. When the Governor General can suspend Parliament, that's more than ceremonial.
George is gonna say she's not going to, but I mean she could.
Well,
she's done it many times in the last decade.
It was following the request of the Prime Minister, so they're not in charge. It's just that she's not gonna say no and stir up shit now. You know what I mean? So,
but the Queen's photo is in all kinds of places, like in Parliament. They're on our money.
Yeah, but these are the ceremonial stuff. I mean,
it offends me. I want it to be changed.
Yeah,
I'm offended. Get woke with me.
I'm offended because they haven't updated the photo. You're not that young anymore, Queen.
On the 20?
Yeah.
That's not her. That's Queen Victoria.
Oh.
Isn't it?
No.
It's on the 20, George.
No, it's only Elizabeth now.
Yeah. Why do you make stuff up? But you do this to me all the time. You go, that's not this. It's always that. And then you make me doubt myself, and then I always have to look it up.
The fucking pot calling the kettle black.
And then I always have to look it up, and he fucks with me.
Yeah. No, but Phil, you're not the only one, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that think like you. In fact, here in Quebec, there's an opposition party, Quebec Solidaire, which is like the radical left, who refused in the last election, or after they got elected.
Oh, what they do?
The swearing-in ceremony, they refused to pledge allegiance to the Queen.
Yeah, but they're communists. They refuse to pledge allegiance to anything.
I mean, in this instance, I can get behind them. Swearing allegiance to a monarch, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but I don't like what they stand for.
I mean, that's a different situation. But you guys can agree on some things, like we shouldn't have a monarch.
I agree. We shouldn't have a monarch.
yeah.
But what the communist one is also a type of monarch.
I mean, what Quebec Solidaire wants is a whole fucking. They don't even know what they want. Sometimes I wonder.
But they're not the only one. Actually, Quebec, the Parti Québécois also wants to stop that tradition.
I mean, for different reasons, though.
It's just because they think that, look, we're independent from the Queen, and they think they should be independent from Canada to begin with.
There's a whole other.
So,
it's a
you know
whole
what I mean?
story.
It's the whole package. So,
down with the imperialist fascists.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Yeah, but I don't want any side of fascism because the same thing with the far left. It's the same fucking thing.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I just think it's silly that
I love that people fall for that though. It's like communism. We are all equal. What I mean by we is you are all equal to each other in the peasant class.
yeah. We'll stay in power.
We'll stay in power and just tell you what to think and what to do. Isn't that awesome, right?
it sounds good, right?
And then when I die, my brother will take over.
Yeah, exactly. You're just
Down
like
with the monarchs.
you're just like the surgeon. What does that mean? You both live in a trailer park.
The surgeon.
But
Yeah.
not that other surgeon because he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Balkan communism. It's different.
Oh, really? Because they tried it in Venezuela too. That's how it works.
There's a little extra nepotism
Yeah.
in there, just a bit. I mean, I was watching Capital in the 21st Century
What is that?
on Netflix, a documentary
About?
from like Canal 5 about like how capital evolved as a term and how it's affected society over
Capitalism or capital, like the actual
the
capital?
last capital. It talks about capitalism, talks about socialism.
Is it worth watching?
I enjoyed it. It's very, very French.
From France.
From France,
Yeah.
yeah. So it leans a little
Left?
heavier to the left, but like the old left, not like today's what they call the left. Like I mean the progressive left of like the 60s and 70s.
The socialism, basically.
Real socialism.
Not
like,
the socialism that is now. You're talking about like socialism in terms of program, having
When
a
it
safety
was-
net in
yeah, when
society.
it became popular. Like
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
the-
Yeah.
By the way, for people that are curious about how that happened and why people are against it now, is because when like socialism, to have a safety net, you all right? Oh, you started
you
twitching.
just twitched.
Yeah, to have a safety net for people, meaning if you get fired, you lose your job, something like that. Those are all great things. We're in a modern society; those need to
should
be
have
there.
something.
That in terms of socialism, taking care of society, right? The way that they're trying to call the new socialism, but really it's communist ideals just hidden. They're like, but you guys like socialism, right? It's the same thing. That's the tricky part. That's what it's hard to separate. And then
I would call that neoliberalism.
but that's the thing, when you have an argument with someone and they're not using the terms correctly, they're just
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
Nobody
They're
does.
just trying to win based on semantics. But they don't want to talk about the reality of it. How the fuck does it help us to live in that kind of state? We've tried that kind of state by many different names all around the world, and they always fail.
I mean,
They always fail. You
You're right.
need people to be able to work. You need people
You
to
need
be
free
able to
markets.
create. Yeah, you need a free market. You need people to be able to create their wealth. You don't need this caste system. You need to be able to be here. You need to be able to be born here in Montreal North, Haitian. Your parents are first generation. They just got here. They barely speak the language. You need to be able, from you being born to getting up, to be able to create something. You need to have that ladder available to you. The second you take that away from people and you create this caste system of, oh no, that's just where you belong, you fucked over your society and it's not going to last.
I mean,
the elites will last a bit, but just like Venezuela, just like all these countries, it's going to go down. You cannot
run
have
on
that. It's
100
not
year-
sustainable.
As far as I understand it, like this concept of castes, I mean, classes, not castes so much, it's more of an Indian concept, but like the elite, they run on 100-year cycles.
And then
like we're coming up on, like right now, the disparity between the poorest people and the richest, I mean...
But I'm saying in these
it's almost
countries,
where it was before the French Revolution.
but
That's how bad it's
in,
getting.
in these countries here, like us in the States, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the modern world. There's still
am I,
like
so
the
am I.
American dream. It might not be the exact thing it used to be, but here in North America, it still exists to a certain point. Example could be us, but I mean, we haven't attained. But I'm just mean we have opportunities.
We're like the last remnants of the middle class. I
Yeah, we
guess.
have opportunities and we could create something. But imagine right now if you were in India, for example, when they have a caste system and you can't even marry the person
you're
you
a
want to
Patel.
marry just because, you're a Patel it's crazy to me. We cannot,
Pretty interesting.
we cannot have that. We cannot advocate for that. We need to advocate for free market. We need to advocate to have a safety net. I'm all for socialist ideals when it's a safety net to help people. I don't want anybody to fall. But to start telling people, if you don't want to work, you don't have to work.
I mean,
So that's crazy to me. You
But
need to be
the-
able to create something.
what are you going to say, George?
The other misconception, especially within these groups, these populists or socialists or whatever you want to call them, is that they don't seem to understand that if you want to have all these beautiful sounding ideals and all these projects and all these things, you need money.
Yeah.
So
Someone
you need
has to do it.
create- You need to create wealth. So I mean, to a certain
You need
extent,
to
I
create
mean,
capital.
exactly. But
Thank
you
you,
need
Phil.
to you need to adopt capitalism in order to have everything you need to give to social programs, right?
George,
So
have you ever heard? I remember like maybe 5 years ago, Quebec Solidaire was talking about an economy without money. Do you remember this? I mean, that was one of the few times where I was like, okay, now you're actually being a radical. Like now you're saying, okay, we don't like the system. We don't want to work in the confines of the system. We want to create a new, completely different economy that doesn't rely on capital. And I was like, okay, let me hear it. Maybe it's a great idea. Who knows? I listened. It was not a good idea.
No, they're all.
It was based on the exchange and their solution was basically, fuck what we've done over the last 2,000 years. Let's go back to how it was during the Bronze Age, before money, right before they fucking made their first coins. And if you're a hairdresser and I'm a surgeon, let's say I need a haircut and you need your tonsils out, beautiful, boom.
No, but
And they acted as if that was this fucking solution.
that's not the solution. Do you know why currency exists? Because there's some stuff that has value to you, but not to the
abstract.
next person. So, for example, a haircut. If for my services I'm given a free haircut, that's great, right? I can't trade that to Phil. The man has no hair, so it has no value to him.
I mean, you could shave my whole body.
But that's why we have these measures of currency, these units, so that you can take that value and use it on whatever you want.
And apply it to abstract
Yeah,
ideals,
exactly.
ideas, yeah.
But the other thing is, I'm all for if people are like, well, capitalism, we have to be careful. There needs to be ethics attached to it. I'm cool with that. Like, if you tell me right now, let's stop the sweatshops, I'm all fucking for that. Let's work on a way to bring. I'm 100%. I don't want people being taken advantage of. I'm 100% for that. Just because I enjoy capitalism and the fruits of capitalism does not mean I want people taken advantage of on the other side of the world. I don't like that shit as much as the next person. However, this is why I'm bringing this up, because you were talking about trading stuff. So I have a buddy who's a comedian, and he was telling me he's become pretty left-leaning, and he had gotten, I think, a laptop, and he's like, yeah, I got this because I traded it. We have a community, and we don't use currency. We're just a bunch of hippies.
Is it Joatu?
And we trade stuff. I go, what do you mean?
would just walk away. I would just walk away.
Listen to what he told me. I go, so how'd you get this? He's like, well, I traded an old camera that I don't want, and then this guy likes pineapples, so I gave him a pineapple, and I grew this stuff in my garden. It was like tomatoes or whatever, so I traded this. And I go, this is absurd. And he's like, no, it's a way to stop, fight the capitalism. I go, but you guys are using this how? He's like, well, on our phones, we have a group and stuff. I go, so you're still using, this is absurd to me. This is fucking crazy. One of you has to get a job.
There's a community in Montreal called Joatu, Joatu, the Jack of All Trades Union. I don't know if they still exist. This guy I went to high school with is one of the founders. And he reaches out to me. And I had run into him. I was with an NDP MP, Nikki Ashton from Manitoba. We had gone to check out Occupy Wall Street downtown in the financial district.
I like how the Occupy Wall Street here in Montreal.
Yeah, specifically, right? Our Wall Street, which is Phillips Square. So we go there. She's
It's
like,
one building.
yeah, basically, yeah. It's the World Trade Building.
Yeah.
Damn you. Anyways, so we go there, and she's like, I think it's going to be really interesting. And within like 10 minutes, we were both like, we need to get the fuck out of here because this is not what it was advertised
Even
as.
Nikki Ashton.
I mean, she didn't say it, but she would never. I don't think she would ever say she said that because she didn't.
Yeah.
But I could see in her face that it was disappointing. It was not what we thought it was going to be. It was a bunch of yurts.
And ask, is this a joke right now? Tell him, is it like, tell him, are you joking?
So I'll let him finish.
Tell him, like, is this a joke? Nabil, tell him, be like,
Don't be aggressive.
Don't be aggressive.
Like,
Just be like,
come on, man.
seriously,
Like, we're
what is
trying
going
here.
on?
What
Here?
is
Like, we're
going
trying
on?
our best. What is happening right here?
So we go there, and what was I talking about?
Nikki Ashton, Wall Street.
Being upset.
While I'm there, in one of these yurts where they're drinking yak tea, I run into this guy who
They
I
have
went to high
yurts?
school. They had yurts,
Like
yeah.
a bunch of Mongolian peasants.
Like yurts, yes, just without the fucking falcons, no falcons, just yurts. So
How do you train a falcon?
I mean, you gotta be Kazakh.
How impressive is that, eh?
It's pretty impressive, yeah. Anyways, I was thinking about a falcon for some reason. I was like, wow,
It is impressive.
so majestic.
Yeah.
So I see this guy, and I find out that he's part of this grassroots movement. He's founding this Joatu thing, and I'm pretty sure he was one of the most like affluent kids in my high school. Like I know he wasn't like struggling for cash.
Yeah.
So years later, he calls me or he messages me on the Capitalist Facebook, and he says to me, "We need a video. Would you like to make the video?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't give a shit. I'll make a video if whoever can pay me. Like,
Yeah.
whatever."
I'm a capitalist.
Yeah, I am. I am.
We can pay you in bananas
He goes-
and hand jobs.
So I send him an invoice, right? Like it's not an invoice. So what are they called? An estimate.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, hold on, no, this is for Joatu. We don't do currency." I was like, okay, if you don't do currency, I don't do video.
Yeah. What
He's
do
like,
you do?
no, but we have other forms of payment. I'm like, sex and kids, I'm not interested, man. He's like, no.
He shows you photos of women.
Like that,
These
man.
are other forms of payment.
He goes, nothing like that. But like, do you need some tomatoes? I was like, are you seriously trying to compare? Like, I go, look, I understand what you're doing. I get it. And sometimes trading makes sense. Like, you're on Marketplace, you're selling a TV screen. This guy's got something else that you need.
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
makes
you wanna
sense.
Just trade? He's like, yeah. You know
Case
why?
by case,
Because
not as a
you're-
society.
Yes, because you're putting a monetary value.
Yeah.
I think this is worth 300. You think this is worth 300.
It is.
Ergo,
We
it is
agree, yeah.
a fair trade. You're not like sidelining the system. You're not doing anything new.
You do
You're just
video
doing-
edit, I give you big tomato from my garden.
How big is your tomato and how long is video?
Well, what if it's like $2,000 worth of tomatoes?
What am I going to do with them? They're
I
going to go
mean,
bad.
look,
I'm going to
if
eat them
I
all at the
had-
same time.
10 cases of
Yeah.
tomatoes.
George, if he offered me fucking, a kilo of uncut cocaine, yeah, I'd fucking trade it and sell it on the street. But tomatoes.
This is incriminating
I mean,
evidence. I like that Phil's.
This is a hypothetical, guys. This is a hypothetical.
Allegedly.
If he, no, I mean, it's not even allegedly he didn't. He's fucking tomatoes. And you can't even sell black market tomatoes on the street. It's illegal in Canada to do that. You can't sell your own produce.
You know what? That's stupid. It should be legal.
Unless you have
if
a
I want to
farmer's
sell my
license.
own produce, if I want to sell my ass, I should be able to.
What are you offering for the trade? A little bit of this sexy ass, as seen on the Joe Rogan show.
Sir, I don't want any part of this trade.
As seen on the Joe Rogan.
You like that, eh? As seen on Joe Rogan's.
Oh,
Now,
man,
now it
what's
stopped,
that?
but it was going for a bit. But did he say what he knows what's going on? Okay, did he say that he knows what's going on?
I mean, we have a special guest in the studio.
Do you know who? Bill, do you know who it is?
It's okay. We're only live. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh no, it was drilling again now. I don't think it's 6 because we could
It's
hear
right
it.
here.
Yeah.
Someone's drilling the concrete. It's not you. It's not you.
It can't be the 6th because it's very close.
We're just trying to figure out the
Yeah.
source of the noise.
We're trying to figure out the
guys, yeah.
source of the noise, guys. Yeah, go and look
Yeah,
at it.
Poseidon, leave us on the
3,
3
maybe
shot,
if you hear. Yeah, once I'm done, I'm gonna come talk. But I don't know what it is. It can't be the 6th because it's too. It hears like it's here. Oh yeah, that's not live. Yeah.
You want to come on the live?
It's okay. You just ruined our life. Don't
Thank
worry
you,
about
thank
it.
you.
Hey, George, he can't hear you.
I know.
Oh gee.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
what I like about Nabil
But
is that
now
he's,
I'm not sure who it is.
I don't know that fucking noise though. Yeah, I feel bad for him because we've been I've been emailing him. We sent him up and down all day today. He's been yelling at people, "Stop! I'm making noise." And be like, "I'm not making noise."
I mean, I thought it was the Tamil Tigers upstairs.
Me too.
Yeah, because
too.
I
Oh, when-
walked in there the other day and they were all like, there was like 10 guys. They were all like Southeast Asian, really, really thin, really, really buff. And I don't know why it wasn't even hot. None of them were wearing shirts and they were just like throwing like pallets. I was like, what the fuck is happening in here? And I'm like, guys, can you not make noise? And they're like, closed door. I was like, oh, all right, fuck that.
I
I'm
love
out.
when they can't talk.
I'm out. Closed door. Closed door.
The
I
Tamil
love
Tigers.
the Tamil Tigers.
This is a good morning show. I'm having a great time.
I'm except for how much pain I'm in, I'm having a great time.
Further,
My
I don't
stomach is
even
killing
care
me.
that he disturbed it. This and that. This is a fucking good show.
Speaking of Tamil Tigers, it reminds me of
Funny
of
boy.
this event that we had
Oh, no.
been invited to back in the day. Trudeau wasn't yet leader of the
When he
party
was,
or prime minister or
just an
anything like
He
that.
was follower of the party.
He was just a member of parliament. So this Sri Lankan group invites us to an event. We know the leaders very well, so we show up over there, and
I think I know this story.
Justin Trudeau's advance, or he had one guy. He goes inside and he walks inside and he sees Tamil Tiger flags.
Oh
and
shit!
all
What
this
is
stuff.
Tamil Tiger?
George, you want to tell them the Tamil Tigers are?
Yeah, look, it's a revolutionary group in Sri Lanka. They're considered from Canada. Considers
terrorist
them as
group.
a terrorist organization.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And they're also street gang.
Oh, I love this.
So
Trudeau's hanging
they
out with
had
street
the
gangs?
flags and stuff, and
second.
so Trudeau just turns around, looks at us, and he's like, "There's no way I'm going in there, guys. I don't know about you. I'm out of here." So he just walked away, and we didn't end up going in there either. But it was just funny, that you mentioned that.
I mean, I
Tigers.
remember I had come with you when you were still working for the party. We won't name the party. I think everyone knows who you were working for at this point. I had come to one of your fundraisers to film for you guys. And I just remember like the front tables, there was like
I can't remember which one was it.
the one at that school, the one that you guys did annually. Yeah, the big.
Oh, it was a brunch. The brunch.
Yeah, the brunch. And I was
Yeah.
talking to some guy there, and he's like, "So you make video?" I was like, "Yep, make video." only picture video or video? I was like,
What's a picture video?
What do you mean? He was like, with picture camera or with video camera? I'm like, well, I mean, it depends on the situation. He goes, I love the liberals. Like, this was the content. This is how the conversation went. And I'm like, uh-huh. And then all of a sudden, he's telling me something. He's like mid-sentence, and he goes, oh my God, it's Justin. And I look over my right shoulder, and Justin's entering. And this guy's like fucking, like fangirling. It was so crazy.
Yo, let me tell you something, George.
You know what? I'm jealous.
Someone in
I'm
the chat
fucking
mentioned throwing pallets. So I have a pallet story. Oh, you got a little hot, eh? Okay, good. So G-Funk, I've been trying my best, Phil as well, to upgrade the studio in many ways, both studios. Phil set up those lights that you can see on your camera, but actually you can't even see on your camera. They're on top of that painting.
Well, no, but I do see the light coming.
Yeah,
down.
he's an amazing man. No. He's an amazing guy doing that, and I bought a door for the closet in France, a frosted door.
So nice.
It's so nice. Now here's the thing about the door that bugged me. So Reno Depot, you know this place? It's like the Home Depot for retards. So
Why?
so here's what happens. So I ordered this goddamn door. I pay for delivery. They asked me, am I gonna go pick it up or pay? I go, no, I'm not picking up a fucking giant door. You're gonna deliver, so I pay the extra for delivery.
Guys, it's like 180 pounds. It's like steel and glass. It's beautiful. But
last week,
this is a door for your studio.
No, for the closet
it's
in the lobby when you walk into my to the
What are
main
they
area.
called? It's a barn door.
So it's fucking cool.
It's really cool.
Anyway, so I
My
pay for.
dad's coming to install it today.
So I pay for the door. We get I select delivery. I'm sitting with Phil last week in his office. We're just shooting the shit. They call me. I put them on speaker, and the guy's like, "Yeah, we're gonna deliver your door on Tuesday." So I go, "What time?" He's like, "Between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m." Which is a giant window. So I
It's
go,
like
"Are
the
you
cable,
sure?"
yeah.
I go, "Can you just confirm with me?" He's like, "All I confirm is that it's Tuesday, 7 to 8. So I go, "Fuck, Poseidon's gonna have a hell of a day. He's gonna have to wake up really early and just sit here all day, you know?" And I ask him, I go, "Do you want help? Do you want us to bring you from the back? You'll use the freight elevators?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Okay, you don't need that help." Tuesday comes along. Poseidon, half asleep, comes in. We have Vita's been falling asleep on the couch. One time I called him 6 times, he wasn't picking up. He finally answered. 7th time I go, "What happened, Poseidon?" He's like, "Oh, nothing." I go, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just, my eyes, they had closed and I was thinking about, I go, "Were you sleeping?" He's like, "Yeah, that. Yeah." So he falls asleep. All that stuff happens all day, right? Finally, towards the end of the day,
Wait, Wednesday or Tuesday now?
this is Tuesday.
No, he wasn't here all day Tuesday.
was here-
I stayed.
No, he was here all day Tuesday.
That
He was here
Monday.
all day
I'm thinking of-
Tuesday.
What am I thinking of?
You think of Monday or some shit. He was here all day Tuesday from the morning. Remember? And then we decided to do shifts, and then he came back.
He was here from
7 a.m.,
7
yeah.
till 9:30. I sent him home after I scared the shit out of him because he was asleep. I
Yeah,
thought he was dead.
that's when I called him.
on the fucking
He
couch.
came back.
And then he came back at 5.
So he calls now, 6:40. I give him all the information. I go, "Just call because I'm on the phone right now. I can't get to them." What do they tell him? "Oh, sir, your delivery's not coming today. Your delivery's due tomorrow." He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You guys told us Tuesday." No, it says Wednesday here. So then I lose my shit because I'm like, it can't say Wednesday because I didn't request Wednesday. I didn't make up Tuesday. I didn't request Tuesday. You guys called us and you gave us a date. We didn't just make it up.
When you told me this the other day that they fucked the dates up and they screwed you over, I didn't think of it. I made nothing of it. I was like, fucking Reno Depot, you know?
Yeah.
Weird thing is, and I will show you.
Hold on.
After you told me this, I checked my phone and I had door delivery set for Wednesday. And I was sitting next to you. I made this note while you were on the phone. Is it possible that you misunderstood or misremembered?
No.
All right. I mean,
Not possible.
Who knows?
At all. So, anyways, so they
Where
bring
did Poseidon go by
So
the way?
tomorrow we call them. Tomorrow, the next day, Wednesday, Poseidon's going around the building. They're trying to find out who's making noise.
Oh, okay.
So finally, what ends up happening is they call me on the Wednesday, and the guy kind of was like, "Yeah, we're bringing today. Whatever's a little sketchy. He goes between these times and these times. Can you come downstairs and meet me to show me around?" We're like, "Okay." So we go downstairs. We're waiting. Some fucking guy, bro, is driving a jigger. He's driving a jigger down the street. Okay, so where's that fucking noise coming from? So he's driving a jigger down the fucking street with a door, and he drops the door off in front of the building. And he's like, "All right, it's your problem now." With the pallet and everything.
On a pallet.
On a pallet. And we took the pallet with us, too. We had to bring it up. But luckily, we had Poseidon and
Give me
Spiro.
a fucking splinter. I threw it out the next day.
But what the fuck is that, dude? Like, what kind of deliveries is what I'm paying for? And then yesterday, the Canada Post guy, he's like, I need help with your mini fridge. I go, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, you got to come down and help me because, my back hurts. He's making jokes. Bro, it's your job to fucking deliver the mini fridge. We have elevators, everything. We go down, he gives it to us off his truck so we can carry it. We had to lift it. The motherfucker had a thing. He had a trolley in his truck. He could have just brought up the stairs, put on that and brought up the stairs.
George, he goes to us,
fucking asshole.
do you have something to roll it on? And we're like, yeah. He goes, you don't have anything flat.
And he had a
I'm
flat
like,
thing.
no, we don't. We have this, It's like it's a weird trolley. Anyways, we get downstairs. He has this brand new, beautiful, looks like it's never been used trolley.
Yeah, he's never used it because he
And
refuses to use it.
As we're approaching the Canada Post truck, this fucking guy, he has another guy at the truck, and he's handing him a package.
Another guy from the building, he told him, come down, get your heavy package.
It's too heavy.
It was a box of paper.
It
was a box of printing paper like this. He didn't want to carry that. Wait till I see him next time because I'm going to lodge a formal complaint. Like, fuck, man, do your job.
Like,
I'm not being paid by Canada Post. You are.
It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. I mean, I get that they're overworked right now. Like, they're doing
That's
a lot
not overworked.
More.
Like, the guy has the same fucking route. He knows. Dude,
There's
he
a lot
knew in the
more
morning.
packages than there used to be.
He came and found me in the morning when the guys were fixing the curtains. And he told me, I got the fridge downstairs. I'll bring it around 2.
I mean, I commend his laziness. He actually went out of his way. He did a little extra work.
To do less
work, which I respect 100%. I will work 10 times as hard to work 20 times less. You know,
kind of like Phil's style here.
Yeah, I respect him.
I respect the hustle.
But fuck, man, you have a trolley. You have a fucking trolley. And the worst part about the building is when you get to the front door where he delivered, which is probably why he does this, because he doesn't want to go to the back. Right before you get to the elevators, there's 6 steps.
Yeah.
Right? I told them the other day, I go, shouldn't you guys have like a fucking handicap ramp? Because if someone's handicapped, they have to drive into the basement and come up the elevator.
Oh, is that what he told you?
I was like, but what if they're not driving?
Man, I thought it was like, we don't want no retards here. And he was going crazy.
I was like, what if they're not driving? What if there's like a walk-in? He goes, oh, well. And I don't know. I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess you could roll them down into the basement if you had to. But yeah, the building is not handicap accessible at the front.
Why are you talking shit about the building now? You're trying to cause an international incident?
How international is our incident?
What if we have a German wheelchair guy?
What if an enemy of the Queen? Well, we have a German guy next door. What is that now?
How is are you fucking? You want to go look next door? I'll just sit here with George.
I can't hear it.
I mean, that was the strangest sound I've ever heard. I'm gonna try and figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, go.
I don't trust Poseidon.
Yeah, go.
Next thing you know, it's Poseidon causing the noise.
No, there's drilling, but here's the problem: is because the guy came and he's like, I went to all the floors. I'm trying. No one. They're drilling right now. We can hear the drilling. So figure it out.
And it's right above you.
It feels like it's above me. Yeah, could be next to me, but it feels like it's above me. Phil's gonna go investigate.
Yeah, jeez, man.
It's pretty hilarious.
So how are things coming along over there?
Oh, dude. So yesterday, they finally came to install the curtains in my office so I could get rid of the reverb. There's one last thing to do, but it's 99.9% ready. So I was very, very, very happy about it. Very excited. It looks cooler now because I have more space because it's curtains, right? I don't have those stupid things up. You gotta come by and check it out, man. The studio's looking
anytime.
great. Yeah, and the rental studio as of October 1st, this one is gonna start being rented out. So we've already gone. I mean, we're gonna have to slow down a bit because we're already getting a lot of requests. So I guess we're being picky. You know, like anyone who's being like really weird or shit, we don't want.
No, but at the same time, I mean, it's like kind of renting an apartment, right? You want people that are going to stay long term.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's just we don't want weirdos. We don't want to deal with headaches.
Yeah. But you're always going to have Poseidon there, right? You're never going to leave that studio for the people to be on their own kind of thing?
No, Poseidon's here. No one's going to have it on their own. We need someone producing the shows.
Yeah. Well, it's also, you have expensive equipment there, man. You don't want to just trust anyone with
Well, we don't.
Right?
I mean, everything's locked, right? No one's going to be here alone. But it's not just that. It's just in order for you to enjoy your podcast, you should have someone who knows what he's doing. You know, Poseidon's going to produce the fuck out of it. It's better than just having your friend try to learn everything on the spot and fuck you over.
Yeah.
You know, you're paid for a recording time and then you can't use the episode. So I don't want that to happen. So, no, we produce it for you. So it's easier.
No, it's amazing, man. It's great. And Phil was telling me about one of the people that is going to be renting, and it's someone pretty big actually in the Quebec news scene.
Yeah, I don't the new scene.
News.
Yeah, I met him. You talking about Mark and his boy?
Mark.
Fuck, I forgot his last name. But we have the two guys that started the podcast here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been nice to me.
Yeah. One of them is a major radio personality in Quebec. He's huge.
I didn't know, but they were both cool with me. The only thing I had is I had to email him this morning because he wrote me a check last week, but then he sent me another check through the mail. I got it last night, so I emailed. I go, you already gave me a check. I go, so I'm only gonna cash one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you forgot, but I'm not gonna rip the guy off. I wouldn't like them to do it to me. You're telling me you can't hear that? I can hear it. Are they there? I mean, okay. Where's Poseidon in the bill?
I called them, they didn't answer. I don't know. So basically, when you come out of our front door, there's the music studio across the hall.
It's not
right?
them.
No, it's not them. They're not there. But the sound is loudest in their exterior wall. When I stand next to the because it's not cinder block there. There's like a concrete support beam coming down. It's shaking. It sounds like someone's drilling. I can hear the drill bit. It's coming from right above, right there.
So do you think they're in there and it's...
no, I think someone is drilling either below right there or right above. And it's traveling up. They're probably drilling into the concrete. Like, no one should be drilling into the concrete without the landlord knowing about it. So that's what's confusing.
Yeah. What's happening right now? It's happening right now. Where is he?
It's right here. It's right here.
Go talk to him right now. Go grab him. Go grab him quick.
He went to the third floor. I mean, it might be the third floor.
This is Poseidon, sit, produce the show. Or are you both leaving me? This is amazing, George? This is actually a great episode. This is amazing.
This is the best episode ever.
Because people think like, oh, they're fucking around. No. We're showing it live. We're not hiding it. We're showing that we're fixing the kinks. And they always say that I complain too much or whatever. But how the fuck would you not complain?
Of course you'd complain. And I mean, I don't know. When are they expecting, all these other floors to be completed?
Well, this shouldn't. The problem is that this shouldn't be happening. So that's why the guy's freaking out. Because the guy's like, this shouldn't be an issue. This issue should not exist. You guys should be free to do your thing, and you shouldn't have this noise. We're not fixing anything. So who's ever drilling or doing something is not sanctioned right now. That's why the guy's flipping out and he's going to every floor. Because I've been losing my shit on him. When was it? Monday? Remember the old... Bro, I felt bad for like the big boss here. He went up with me twice, and I remember him yelling at the Indians. You fucking calm down. You don't just slam stuff. You fucking do it properly. The guy's trying to record downstairs. You see this guy? He's recording downstairs. He doesn't need this shit. And then I was like a child. I was like, I don't need that shit. Yeah, guys, listen.
I was running with him on all the floors going up and down the stairs just now. All of his guys stopped. So he doesn't know who it is that's doing the drilling sound.
But what'd you tell him?
We can't find the source, basically.
Oh, Phil looks like he has news.
I mean, so the building manager is tripping balls. He's like, I don't know.
But he could hear it, right?
He hears it.
Okay.
He has like three guys, janitors, like, go upstairs, go downstairs, tell them to stop. And I'm like, dude, shouldn't they have given you notice? He goes, for the noise, yes. I go, not for the noise. Somebody's drilling into your foundation, into the concrete. He's like, go everywhere. Like all of a sudden, he just like dispatched three guys. Go down, go up. Because that's the thing. Nobody should be drilling. I mean, if you want to do like a quick drill like we did yesterday with the curtains, it's like a 2-second.
Don't talk about that.
No, but even like the small stuff because I went on the 5th and 6th floor.
Yeah.
Some of the small stuff, like they're fixing bathrooms and shit and whatever, that is very small drilling. We can't hear that. That is big, bro. Like we went up to the 7th floor
and you can still hear it.
Bro, we could hear it all the way. It's probably 1st floor, even 2nd floor. Bro, we could hear it. It's traveling up. That's intense drilling, bro.
Yeah.
Someone's drilling into support.
There's a heist happening, and we just look like we're upset about the sound.
9/11 2.0,
I mean,
bro.
The good thing, that's a random...
Don't say that, bro.
Don't say that. We don't want that.
Okay, knock on wood.
There's only one tower here.
Knock on wood. Knock on your crotch right now. Yeah. Just knock on it.
Hardwood.
Well, George is losing it.
George is like, what the fuck? My wife is at the door. My kids are crying. One of them's covered in shit.
George,
one of them's covered in food.
George, you have to leave. This is the episode of the year, and you have to leave.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I mean, we're winning awards for this.
George, you have any closing thoughts?
I had to go 10 minutes ago, but everybody left the studio. I'm like, I can't leave.
Oh, that's the worst. You're about to leave a party, and everyone's like, yo, we'll be right back.
That's what happened, yeah.
Exactly. Closing thoughts? No. Follow the Backstage podcast. There's an episode of Just As Dad's actually released now on
Which
YouTube.
is the dumbest marketing move on your side. You should have released it premiering at noon so people could go from one to the other.
Yeah, but I only mentioned it now, so
So you guys could
wait
watch
for
it
this.
later.
You forget that George is older than us, so he's like an old man.
Yeah.
He doesn't fully understand the internet.
You
Gets to
could
the
have
Gen
literally
Xer.
flowed them into your show.
What is that? I don't understand.
What is the internet?
Podcast.
All right, so George Tadizos, head over to the Backstage Podcast. The Backstage Podcast is available wherever you purchase your podcast right now. So, George, thank you for being on this. Thank you for coping and bearing with us. Poseidon, hang up on George and bring up the chat. Thank you, G.
Shit, bye, George.
Bye, G.
Georgi
Be safe.
Chandrich, I salute you.
I like that awkward wait.
Yeah, this is like this.
Where are they?
Georgi Chandrich.
And then you can do the double cam or whatever the fuck you want.
Double cam, double cam.
Oh, he's out. Wow,
double,
this
double
guy's
cam,
hardcore.
Double cam, double cam.
So he's losing his shit. You know what the good thing is? Now they're on our side because they're feeling the same anxiety we feel.
I like that he's doing all of this in a satin black mask.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a ninja.
All right, let's see.
What have we been
What have I
missing?
been missing? We can't hear noise on the show, guys. It's all good. Eric, it is not all good because I pay very expensive goddamn rent. So it is not all good for this to be happening. Or on the roof. No, it's on the roof. That would be amazing.
It's definitely.
Yeah. Pantelis, do you like
Oh.
Disturbed band?
You remember Disturbed?
Do you like Disturbed? I like, if we're talking about the band Disturbed,
Yes.
the way it's written, I'm not sure. But of course I like Disturbed. I am
I'm pretty
Disturbed.
sure that's just like French
I haven't
and
listened.
English.
Yeah, I haven't listened to Disturbed in years, but I like
neither.
Disturbed. What?
That's not
You're
Disturbed.
down with the sick? Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes. You keep doing this. You're contrarian. You like to always say that's not a thing, and then you always make me question.
Isn't that corn?
It's Disturbed.
Just fucking with him. Decided to close your damn mouth. You're gonna suck a dick. Someone said I look like the guy from Rage Against the Machine in the chat earlier.
Which guy? Phil Anselmo.
What? Was that his name? I just mean like, didn't that guy have dreadlocks and long hair?
I don't know now how they all changed. Like they got old. Rage Against the Machine is weird because they were like raging against the machine, like, and they were like against capitalism at one point.
Yeah,
And then
the
last year,
system.
they went on a concert against
Yeah,
capitalism,
what
and they were
fucking
charging
machine?
like $300 a ticket or some shit. Like
I mean, it's an expensive fight. If you're gonna fight capitalism, you need cash.
you're gonna fight fire with fire. You saw that shit I posted yesterday on Discord. No, you gotta remind me. Yes, you see, PC guy, I'm down with the sickness. Whose phone is fucking
That
ringing?
was me. Sorry.
Are you playing with your phone or did somebody actually call you?
Anna's FaceTiming me. She just realized. She's like, "Oh shit, he's on a phone."
Oh, really?
She hung up right away.
Trudeau guaranteed la
she did.
livraison le deuxième jour. Is everything okay?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm on a live stream.
Is everything okay at home?
You forgot? Okay.
Okay, she's good.
Hi. My daughter woke up from her nap.
Phil, you look like Mr. Clean with a beard.
It's called
That's
Mr.
fine.
Unclean.
Mr. Clean beard.
Mr. Unclean.
Would you ever dye your beard?
I do.
Yeah?
I mean, I've
What-
had
okay,
I've had
How
a
much
white
to dye
patch.
it pink?
Oh, you mean like a bright
No,
color?
no. Your beard,
never.
when you dye it, okay?
Yeah.
Thank God you already dyed because now you can answer my question.
Yeah.
How do you, because you just have one patch.
I mean, I
Do
have.
you dye the whole thing or just the patch?
No, I just dye. I mean,
How does it,
it's random because I started going white. It started on my sideburn like fucking almost 10 years ago.
Jesus.
And I just assumed it would continue and make its way
it
around.
didn't.
And after about 2 years, it just stopped. So I was like, all right, it's going to continue. And it's been 9 years now, or 8 years, and
It's
it's
just
still
one
it's
side.
just this like one patch. That's why
How
on
do-
some episodes
how do you
you'll
do
see-
it?
I mean, I buy the little fucking, what is it called? For just for men. It has like two little tubes, and I just dye the white patch. It's the same color as the rest of my beard, so it just boop.
okay, because I was going to ask about the color and just
I
the
mean, I
logistics
just
of the
can't
beard.
wait for the other side to go white. I
Does it
think
go
it's
on your
cool.
face?
No, not at all. It's like a little comb. I mean, that's why in some episodes you'll see, like, if I hadn't had a chance or I've been lazy,
Yeah.
like one side of my beard is more white than others. Do it
Okay.
red. No, I
Let's
don't
see.
think
So what did he put? You saw what I posted in Discord. Usted Poof, what did you post?
Oosty poof.
Phil looks like Mr. Clean. We saw that.
Yeah.
Anna's like, sorry. Told you. Okay, how much Adderall does Biden need to beat Trump? It is in a debate. I don't think that's fucking doable. It would be nice if they, but all the stuff that's happening right now is super weird. It looks like we're reading a fiction novel, like How to Govern for Dummies, because they're both doing weirdly dumb stuff, and then it's like they're trying to outdo each other. It's like they're both
dumbing each other.
It's like they're both telling the public, "Don't vote for me," and they're giving reasons on why you shouldn't vote for them. And then whoever has the least reasons against them is the guy that you're going to vote for. Because Biden, I guess he panicked and he came out and said, "If I win, when I win or whatever,
Yeah,
I'm going to stop fires, floods, and hurricanes."
fucking.
You have zero
Biden
control
is
over any
Jesus.
of those things.
What if they have one of those weather machines?
Does he think that hurricanes are like a government elected thing? Like people vote for hurricanes? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? He's like, of course they do. They're in the NHL, the Hurricanes. Just get them out. I'm going to get them out of the NHL. It's crazy to me. It's fucking absurd. It's completely insane to me, the stuff that they're saying. We can't have people that old.
They're too old. That's what it is, huh?
We need younger people
We
in
need
politics.
preschoolers running the government.
Then again, you have Trudeau who's young, and then he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, he's not that young anymore.
We need to force our most educated and we need to force them to be in charge. Do you know what I mean? Or the
I see
most
what you
likable
mean.
people. You know, like you have like
you don't need to be likable to run the shit properly.
No,
you need to be the right
the best.
person.
Yeah, we need to force the best.
I
Like,
mean, I
sorry,
always
man.
like
Yeah,
that
but here's
idea.
the issue with that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us the issue. The single
There's
issue.
a lot of issues with that, but yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot of issues. Well, first of all, they might be good at doing the job, but then they won't be liked by the people. Then it's gonna cause.
Yeah, but that's what he
issues
said.
with
Doesn't
that.
matter.
But if you're good at doing the job,
Yeah,
you'll
but
probably
people
be
don't
liked.
see it like that. Most people see it as a popularity contest nowadays, especially.
No. Poseidon, you're regurgitating old talking points that don't fit in here.
Yeah.
We've already established that. We're past that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did you
But-
watch Idiocracy recently?
That's like
No,
no, because that's like right now we're discussing. The NHL doesn't need just 3 periods; it needs a 4th period, and then you're arguing, yeah, but there's 3 periods. Yeah, we know that. That's why we're saying there should be a 4th. We've already established that. We know it's a popularity contest. That's why we're saying it shouldn't be that. It should be we should force the best person, the smartest person in the country for the job. We should force them. So if you're gonna go again and say yes, but it's a popularity contest, we know we've established that. We're giving
That's
alternatives.
One of the problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Right.
what I'm trying to say is most people won't, like, even though that's the solution, most people won't, like, they don't have the mental capacity to think like
I
that.
mean,
Like,
this
Well,
has
if we're
been
talking about mental
something-
capacity of
This is
people.
something that's been happening since Nixon, right? Like it was televised, and good-looking people tend to win, and all that stuff.
So guys, try your best in the chat because you'll see Poseidon has trouble, and every time you swear, like right now, shit or fuck or whatever, nobody can see it unless Poseidon clicks on it. So if shit goes too fast, he's gonna miss it. So try your best just not to write obvious words that'll pretend you're playing video games in the early 2000s online. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Write them differently.
Every time you want to say, like fuck,
Shit,
just write
put a
Poseidon.
1 instead
Put
of the I.
Poseidon.
every time you want to say shit, say pipi caca poo poo or something.
All right, Poseidon, go home.
I mean, just leave us on the 2-shot and fuck off. I'll fade us out. This episode it's been a lot. It's
I
been
like
a
it,
ride.
though.
It's been a trip.
It's been a good episode though.
It's been quite the trip.
It has been fucking insane though.
I mean, my dad's like, when should I come? I go, come after the show. I should have let him fucking come during the show.
Yeah.
And just fucking start installing a door.
I like your dad. I can't wait to see him. It's gonna be a good time here.
Yeah, he's
I
an
hope he
interesting
likes my
character.
curtains.
Your curtains? You're gonna show him all your.
Of course.
Bill, what do you think?
Bill,
what do you think,
come
Bill?
check out my curtains, bro.
Bill,
Is the
curtain
chat
man.
going fast? No, it's not going fast
No, no,
anymore. It's just that he could only see like what?
No, it's because
eight
Poseidon's
things,
going slow
and then nobody can see it when someone swears. It's basically hidden from everyone but Poseidon
until he approves it.
until he approves it. But don't make him go there and approve shit because he might miss something, not approve it, and then no one was gonna see your question. You're gonna think that we're that we're ignoring you.
You deserve that,
Pat
Poseidon.
said Poseidon is pipi
Pipi
kaka poopoo, which
kakapopo.
means Poseidon is shit. Pat, I like your style, sir. I like your fucking style.
See what you did there?
Oh,
and I
But you
respect
see, it worked.
Change
You
of
didn't say shit.
plans. Change of plans.
Which plans?
2 drink minimum this week.
Oh, right.
We'll be live on Sunday. You get your tickets now at suzuku.ca at the Bordel 10 p.m. Sunday, not Monday, because there's a very big guest on Suzukut on Monday. So the crew, Mike would rather, which makes perfect sense, not have to cut that episode early, right? Have the whole night just in case they want to keep going. So we've switched it for this week. So I think there's stand-up in English at 7, and the show is at 10. I
no
don't know
idea.
if there's French stand-up on Sunday. There should be, but I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But I do know those 2 things for a fact because Mike told me to be there at 7 for the show, and then and then I'm gonna go to the Nest for 8 p.m. and then I'm gonna come back and do the 2 drink minimum live. So Sunday's gonna be an epic little day there at the Bordel. It's gonna be nuts. And for those of you who showed up live on Monday, did you enjoy the little cakes that Poseidon was handing out? Oh yes. Yeah, they were delicious.
People actually ate random food that
They're not
Poseidon-
random. They're
It's
not
not
random.
random.
No, they're all wrapped. They're not random. They're store bought.
And they were in a very pretty box with
yeah.
golden inlining.
Yeah. They were also. It was completely sealed until he opened to give them away. He means it was wrapped.
I know what he means, but he does not understand English.
No, he does not.
A golden inlining, guys.
Yeah, I'll finally be able to attend 2DM Amelie. Yes, Sunday. It's going to be fun.
Woot.
Woot woot.
I mean, I like this part of the morning show where we kind of just like chat.
Oh, there's Ray Miller. Ray Miller, I haven't seen him in forever. Great show. I've missed a couple of weeks, and I'll say you stepped up your game. Ray Miller, you should know that Poseidon is on a successful run of producing these shows and many others that are renting this studio. And he's getting... Today, he was able to produce the show after getting his car towed, showing up late, running around the building, trying to figure out the source of the drilling noise with the landlord. So he's been multitasking.
I mean, Ray, early... you guys, we didn't have...
This is Poseidon at his finest moment right now.
I mean, early on in this episode... Ray made one of the most savage Poseidon dad jokes. Not about his dad, but a dad joke. It was so. Can you scroll up so we can see it? I don't remember it. It was.
How are we gonna find it? We just scrolled up.
It was like the first one. It was one of the first comments in the
gotta go all the
chat.
way up?
No, don't go all the way up.
No.
If Ray knows what he's talking about, just copy
Ray,
paste it.
yeah, make the joke again, Ray. Too late. Poseidon. Brilliant observation. I mean, it might be hard to find.
Poseidon,
You guys
go
have been
back now.
talking a lot. Yeah,
it's a
okay,
very
it's not
bad
a good
idea live to do that.
Yeah, you're right. It was just something. Fuck, I don't remember what it was, but I remember reading it, going, "Oh my god."
No, PC guy, they were 100% wrapped the cakes. I'm not going to give them. They were store bought. They were cold. Poseidon opened up the box and they're all individually wrapped. I'm not going to start handing out unwrapped.
Delicious Hellenic bite delights.
Yeah, they're delicious.
What else can we talk about today? What else?
Oh, well, there's a lot of shit that's been happening. First of all, okay, the Kanye West thing. Well, okay, let's talk about Joe Rogan and Spotify trying to get him canceled.
What?
So Spotify employees.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a group of employees in the New York office that deal with the marketing. They're at an uproar. They're calling him transphobic because he described one of the jokes he has on stage about Caitlyn Jenner and the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
And Caitlyn Jenner came out on TMZ and said things that were so stupid. I actually laughed out loud looking at the video on Twitter, and I had to retweet it. It made me almost cry of laughter because a number of things, and we're going to establish this right fucking now.
Okay.
You being made fun of, your class, whatever the fuck it is, gay, straight, trans, Greek, Haitian, whatever it is, does not make the person making fun of you a phobe of you. You are not excluded from fucking ridicule, no matter who you are, okay? Because we're not in a communist fucking society. From the goddamn president to the peasant, it is fucking fair game.
Yeah, 100%.
All right? So why don't you use that running skill and fucking run your ass somewhere else, another communist fucking country that might take your shit seriously. But they're not. They're going to fucking break you.
Running skill.
Yeah.
Well
Bruce Jenner was...
Bruce Jenner is dead, man.
Well said, dear sir.
Thank you.
That was well
so
said.
listen, I'm going to say that. Now, the
plate.
stuff that he said, obviously people are very, very, it shows he's jealous of Joe Rogan's $100 million contract. Because he said things like, he's just jealous of us. He's jealous of my daughters because they did everything themselves and they made all their money. This guy, what did he do? He didn't work hard. First of all, Joe Rogan wasn't given anything. Joe Rogan was a poor guy. He's the one who worked up and made that money. Your kids weren't. I understand because they fucking share NBA cocks. They worked super hard. Now, what are we fucking talking about? Why are you saying stupid fucking things? Why are you saying stupid things like the guy didn't? He's like, all he does is make fun of people. Yeah, he's a comedian. He doesn't just joke about you. He jokes about fucking everyone. How come you're not on an uproar when he makes fun of Biden? How come you're not on an uproar when he makes fun of Trump? Right? How come you're not on an uproar when he makes fun of anyone else? Whether it's Greeks, how come you're not on an uproar? How come you're on an uproar now because it's personal to you?
I mean, I know that's a rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical because you're being a disingenuous piece of garbage, okay? Because your issue is clearly the fact that he made $100 million on a fucking easy contract, and now he was able
it all on a shitty studio.
No, it didn't cost that much.
I just
don't like the fact that and then just the attacks didn't make sense to me. Like he didn't work for what he has.
So now
my daughters worked. He didn't work. It's the fucking opposite. He didn't have that upbringing. What the fuck are you talking about? He wasn't given anything. He had to work fucking hard for everything he got.
Joe Rogan went from rags to riches.
Yeah, he literally went from rags to riches.
Was he?
Was from fucking sneakers to dresses. It's a big fucking difference. Fuck out of here. God damn. You're clapping, Poseidon.
That's all the time we have today.
You know what? Sometimes I think, like, how is he gonna, like...
You can't even make the words to explain how you don't understand how he does what he does, right?
That was impressive. I like that.
Because here's what's bothering me. So the SNL... Oh my odd gay. So the SNL. So the
It's fucking.
oh, I'm gonna fucking kill
It
someone.
doesn't make sense.
We're gonna figure it out. I want to leave this. I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
You know who's gonna solve this mystery? Bill.
Oh, I like Bill. So, anyways, Spotify. I don't know why I said SNL. Oh yeah, because they just announced the new cast. So, Spotify. The employees that are at he made trans. He did not attack all fucking trans. Yeah, the Under Construction show. He did not. He did not attack all trans people.
He attacked you.
He attacked you and your family. He made fun of you guys. You guys are in the public eye. You're not some random person on the street. You and your family are in the, and not only are you in the public eye, you're all, unless we're being delusional and lying, you're all fucking ridiculous. You're ridiculous people. That's why that fucking reality show was so popular. It wasn't popular because you were all calm people and you're like, that's a normal lifestyle. It's because you're all fucking ridiculous. That's what made it hilarious.
Alyssa Milano go? I didn't hear about
Did you see Alyssa Milano saying she deserved more than 1/3 of the... Yeah. So basically, Alyssa Milano was mad, and she said, I deserve more hits, more streams than Rogan. But you can't... I can't go out and say
How
that.
do you decide that?
You can't decide that. If people don't come to you as much as him, it's not a decision-based thing. So you're going to force people. You're like, you should be listening to me because I don't like this guy.
I mean, I remember.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Growing up, Alyssa Milano was on Charmed, right? And you're like, oh, Alyssa Milano's hot. But that's all anyone cared about.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she decided that going to be important.
It was, well, her career was done.
I mean, her career is done. But then a few months
but that's
ago,
what it did. Yeah, that's what
the
happened.
other Charmed one, the other girl from Charmed.
Rose McGowan. Yeah,
Yeah.
They hate each other. They're
She
huge.
came out and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you're saying stuff too. I agree more with what you're saying, but are you also not relevant? Like, who cares? This whole idea of everyone in the public eyes, they're important. I mean, sorry, their opinion should be more important than mine or yours.
Impossible to live like that. It's completely
ridiculous.
crazy. And the other thing is the dissecting jokes with TMZ and Caitlyn Jenner. This is another thing that bothers me is they're taking a joke and they're dissecting it
In a
live
vacuum.
in a vacuum, and they're basically trying to analyze. So he's mad. He says they're evil goblins, and they're not evil goblins. I've always had a gender issue. Yeah. He's not. He doesn't seriously think that your family are mythological creatures. It is a joke. He's exaggerating for effect because he's joking. I don't like. Do they walk out of cartoons?
What was the joke? Do you know?
Yeah, I know the joke. I've already seen the joke on stage. Do you think it's Is you okay, Poseidon?
What was that?
No, you don't have to play. I don't want this fucking this stupid guy on my fucking.
Alyssa Milano?
That was Alyssa Milano. So, but do you really need to start dissecting jokes? Like, do they go to the movies as a family and they'll watch like Harry Potter and then they'll be outraged? That's bullshit. Owls can't speak. Yeah,
No,
we
but
know
they
owls can't
probably-
speak. You fucking dummies. Like, fuck,
It's
man.
the same people who have fucking Hufflepuff tattooed on their arms, and they say stuff like Team Gryffindor, and now they fucking hate J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, exactly.
It's those same idiots.
Everything, dude. Not everything is. There are real, whatever you want to call them, phobes, racists. There are fucking real ones. And trust me, there's no debate on it.
It's the ones you don't know about that are scary.
When it comes out, you'll fucking know. There's no like if someone's like a real legit like a racist, you know, it's unhideable. You'll know.
I mean, you'll only know when they're goose stepping on your neck.
No.
probably.
Some of them they don't fucking.
I know.
They can't hide it.
I know.
They don't like it. That's
more
you'll
about
know.
cats.
You don't have to be vague. You know, you don't have to make an assumption like, so Poseidon, big fan of soccer, hockey, doesn't like basketball. I think it's because he
gays.
doesn't like to see black people play sports. That is a crazy leap. You can make these
Oh
leaps.
no, he's coming in.
And also the fact that you think only black people play basketball
Is
makes
another
you racist.
that was my next point. We'll get together.
Honestly, I should leave so they can just jerk each other off.
No, but it's absurd to me that the second you feel you don't have an argument, you're a phobe. You're a racist. It's a straw man argument. It is.
It's like when you're arguing with someone about any kind of political discourse, and all of a sudden they're like, "Well,
Racist.
You're a Nazi."
Yeah.
I mean, do you even fucking know what that means?
What's
like,
happened to me on Facebook?
Nazi, you.
2 years ago, a comedian here, I was like, what the fuck? And then when I stopped talking to him, I made fun of Trudeau because he can't balance the budget, and he called me a Nazi.
Yep.
And I go, hold on a second.
Tracks.
So hold on a second. Because I made fun of this dweeb who ruined our economy. That makes me a Nazi. Like, maybe you don't know what Nazi means. Like, what the fuck is this shit? It's completely...
I was arguing with someone once who was making very national socialist arguments. And I was like, it's kind of a Nazi mentality. They're like, no. I'm like, you know that Nazi stands for National Socialism. And they looked, this was at the cafe years ago, and they're like, then where does the Z come from, smartass? I was like, what? Wait,
That never
what?
happened.
It happened. I will tell you who after.
There's
I
no
don't
way.
know if you remember this guy. I wonder.
This is a Greek guy.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
this
I don't
is-
know. Was he Greek or Albanian? I'm not sure.
It's probably
I never
Albanian.
knew.
This is not real life.
This is real. I was like, it's another language. They're like, that's not what Nazi means. It's like the Simpsons joke, right? Oh no, it's the reverse communist Nazis. Like that joke has never rang more true than it does today in 2020. Everyone's a reverse communist Nazi.
It is crazy how they're
It's fucking
willing to
strawman.
step on
Just
each other.
strawman.
Yeah.
It
Just
doesn't make
to-
sense. Are you a phobe? I mean, if you want to be. Sure.
Am I a phobe now? I don't know if you're a phobe, but also phobe. That's our word. It's based on fear.
Phobos.
Yeah. So
The
scared.
moon of Saturn.
So if you're
think.
if you're a Greekophobe, a homophobe, it means that you're scared of X thing. That's what the phobia comes from. So Trudeau's a traitor to Canada, selling so much of our assets to China. Yeah, Trudeau's exactly. So you calling that out doesn't make you
Nazi.
Yeah. It's just completely absurd. But I think in the so places like TMZ, they'll obviously publicize that and they'll be like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
The majority of people look at this and they're like, look at these fucking idiots.
You think it's the majority?
Dude,
I hope
the majority can't be that stupid.
I mean, look around, man. Look at the world we live in today.
But Vice
at
is
the
trying
dumb
to.
things.
Vice is really trying to, because Vice is pissed off. They're very jealous that their company's going down to shits, and Rogan made money off podcasting. So Vice, they sent out a thing. They go, any of employees that want to talk to us anonymously, here's my email, here's my Signal number. Signal, that communist app.
I don't know what Signal is.
It's an app that like Antifa uses to talk to. It's like WhatsApp.
But for Antifa?
Yeah.
Okay.
WhatsApp IFA. So
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. So essentially, reach out to us. We'll anonymously want to know your feelings. Are you triggered in the office because Rogan has a podcast?
When did triggered become a real term that people use in a serious fucking context? Like, are you
none of
feeling
this is
triggered?
serious.
Are you
It
feeling
is-
triggered?
Insane.
You know what I think? Sometimes I wonder. I remember hearing this in like an old Greek song from the 80s, like as a lyric, where it was like, because we had no real struggle, we created one.
Yeah.
I mean, if only Corona had hit 10 years prior, maybe we could have avoided all this nonsense. Because
If Corona hit Richard Pryor.
the fucking younger millennials and the Gen Zers, they were just like, well, what do we got to be pissed off about? We're
Yeah.
affluent. We're doing all right. Let's create fucking problems. We all got to be woke now. I mean,
Hey.
the world could always get better. Nothing was perfect.
No, but the world
This
should
is
always get
ridiculous.
better. And
Everyone's just offended all the time, upset all the time. No one can have a conversation.
look, what we could have. I mean, I could have chosen the route when this all happened because it was crazy. The amount of money I lost in just March alone and everything, it completely fucked up my year. Okay, you remember? It was complete fuckery. Everything went to
Mad
shit.
fuckery.
I could have literally been like, and just fucking. Instead, what I do? All right, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna find a fucking
And
place.
here we
now
are.
that the rent is, you know what I mean. We're gonna get a bigger studio. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna basically spend all my money and keep me on a fucking hanging basically after July.
Anyone who calls me, they're like, "How's the new place?" I'm like, "You want to come see the money pit?
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
see the
you
money
want to
pit.
see the money pit.
Come see the money
So
pit."
I could have bitched and be like, no, there's not. But
What's the point?
No, I said, fuck it. Let me
mean,
try to figure shit out. Let me try to work things out. What am I gonna do? Crying is not gonna help.
I mean, it's good to get a good cry in every so often. Though. You feel better. I mean, solve the problem, but just let it out.
Yeah, I'm all about solutions.
Man tears are all right.
No, I'd rather just put all my effort into a solution,
Yes.
a possible solution.
I mean,
than
I
to
find
just
that
bitch about
I need to
things.
come unraveled a bit before I can find a solution. Like, I need to let myself be like, "Oh my god, I fucked myself."
Oh yeah, I'm always like, oh, I fucked that. Like, remember just
Yeah.
signing the lease here. The guy's looking at me.
He's
He's
just pacing and sweating.
like,
and
it's 5 years. You're on the hook. You know?
5 years we have your soul.
And I was
They're
like,
not
well-
Russians.
I was like, what if I want to leave? Well, you have to pay out.
And we're like, "What's the buyout?" They're like, "We figured it
yeah,
out."
we
I'm like,
oh,
okay. I
fuck.
mean, this feels safe.
No, but I said, let me
we're all
risk
right.
it. Let's take a chance, or else nothing's gonna work. You
No
gotta
risk.
You gotta try to fight a bit instead of just bitching and blaming. Oh, because the government did fuck around by closing business and that, obviously. But I can't sit there and just bitch about it. You have to do something.
Yeah.
You have to do something.
I mean, or like Poseidon, you could be a passenger to someone else's life and let them do stuff. And look at you now producing fucking podcasts.
You're my number one passenger.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Oh, this is a funny thing. So we got one of our guys trying to email the Vice guy
Yeah.
to be like, I'm an employee there just to fuck with him. Your message wasn't delivered to joseph.cox@vice.com.
Cox?
Yeah, COX, that's his name. Because the address couldn't be found or is unable to receive emails. He must have got bombarded. People are fucking with him.
Oh, Joe Cox.
Yeah, Joseph Cox. Yeah, I mean, it is a. His parents, they had the right thing going.
Cox?
Joe Cox, yeah.
Joe Cox?
Yeah.
Giuseppe Cox.
Should we change our last name? No, this kid's gonna be all about Cox.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Shaw.
Lady Cox, man Cox, all the Cox.
Yeah. So, anyways, the trigger thing. So it's a matter of trying. So Rogan's the best example because you see the media, dude. They even have resources. Instead of them being like Vice is like, okay, we're losing money.
But
People are
Rogan-
mad at us because all our articles are stupid. Like, no, but it's true. They'll have an article like, how sucking your dad's dick will defeat the patriarchy. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That is just clickbait. That is clickbait for weirdos that want to blow their dads. Okay.
I mean, yeah,
So-
I was going to say it's very specific.
Yeah, it's very specific. So, but it's just this is crazy ass shit, right? So instead of working on their problems, their writers are shit. The company's being run into the ground. They get mad at someone else's success. So they're all getting mad that he signed this deal, but it took nothing off the table for you. Do you think that if he would drop the deal, if he would leave,
I mean, it
you
opened
think
up
Spotify would give you $100 million for 5,000 idiots that read your shit? No, they wouldn't.
I mean, Vice still has a big following, believe it or not. Like,
If it wasn't for 2 Chainz, I think they would have.
Yeah, and also Vice's following are also majority of people not willing to pay
yes,
to
100%,
see their content.
100%.
That's the other thing.
But
Because I've noticed
I don't
I've noticed with my shit, I'm a lot smaller in terms of a channel, in terms of fan base than a lot of other people. I'm not gonna name names, but like I'll look at Patreon.
Yeah.
I have more patrons.
Patrons.
More patrons. Why? Because we've built that bond together.
Yeah,
They'd
yeah,
rather support this more so than and the percentage doesn't make sense because they have way more fans than me.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard they're knocking too. They have way more fans than me, but they have a way less people willing to pay and support the product.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but the
so
thing
just
with
like Vice, I'll see the articles, like I'll look at that and I'll laugh. I'm not gonna pay money; it's garbage, but I'll still see it in my feed.
I mean, it's all fucking garbage, most of it. But Rogan, it's not the first time like people are pissed off with Rogan. I feel like Rogan has this weird because he is like.
Because he doesn't give a fuck. That's what bothers them. He never replies to anything. He doesn't care. He doesn't read this shit. He
there's
doesn't give a fuck.
He's almost. I won't say it because I don't know. He's almost uncancelable.
Well, now here's the tricky part.
Now he has something to lose, though.
No, he doesn't have anything to lose. That contract, from what I understand, is ironclad. Like if he's willing to give out the episodes, even if they don't want to show it, he's gonna get paid. Like they fuck themselves on that if they don't want. That's why the CEO's like, no, we're not gonna get rid of him. What you guys are saying is crazy. We just can't give that money out.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, because you have to make sure that he's not muzzled. But here's the problem. So right now, because they own his library for the time being, if he produces shows, like they already didn't put a lot of the episodes up, the old episodes with Alex Jones, all that, just because their office made that decision because they were triggered by those guests.
Yeah.
They can theoretically have him record 5 episodes a week and never air them, so he's not speaking to anyone. It's almost like canceling him.
That's fucking worse.
That's the problem with them owning his library.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, like I haven't read through the whole thing, or I don't have a copy of the contract, but I'm pretty sure that he must have found some contingency against that.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I mean, even the whole concept of owning his previously produced library seems crazy.
See, Acasthesia says Compound Media has 50% of all the podcasts he listens to. It's us and In Hot Water and the Anthony Cumia Show.
I mean, you guys should all subscribe to some kind of weird leftist thing. Just one, just fucking give us some information. Let's see what's going on.
No, a lot of it doesn't work too. They don't know what they're doing. You know, the other thing is, people had complaints on Patreon and on other platforms like that, where a lot of these leftist people, they're not providing any value. What they're saying is, send me money, and it stops. It's not like us with tiers and like I've seen, because people send me these links, bro. They're like, this is why I like your Patreon. So they'll send me links to these fucking it's blue hair chicks a lot, and the tiers are like, if I make this much, I don't have to work. If I did this. But there's no promise of a podcast. So you can be paying money for 6 months and they never come out with anything. But they're like, well, because of the money, now I don't have to work because I have 100 patrons. I have this. You're not providing a value. That's just welfare at this point. Like for me, the way I see it is it's a.
That's a GoFundMe. Like
I compare it to Netflix. I want to do a subscription service where we offer stuff, and the more patrons we get, the more budget we have, the more we could do shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's my whole business model in my head. But these fucking people do it as like welfare. So like instead of working, I'm just gonna collect money but provide something, you fucking dummy. Like people are willing to pay and you're still not willing to provide work.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm hearing now.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna go. We're gonna.
I think our AC just turned on. That's all it is.
That's not the AC.
Does anyone hear it?
Yeah, it's not the AC.
Take your earphones off for a second. It's the AC.
I didn't turn the AC on.
I mean, it's on auto. We must have forgotten to turn it off. I mean, no
Hold
one
on,
can
stop
hear
talking,
it.
Stop talking. The mics aren't picking it up.
Okay.
No,
that's
I know
fine.
the mics aren't picking
Good.
it up.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not worried
It was
about
getting
that.
kind of hot in here, so I'm okay with it.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I'd rather sub Pantelis every day. Fuck the weird. Yeah, it's just I know like 260 Discord members.
I was joking about
it's going up.
The sub guys. I was just kidding.
So it's a matter of also like what's it called? Just not being a dick to the people that like. There's no podcast. There's no Pantelis podcast. There's no Pantelis comedy without people willing to watch it. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have to have that level of respect for the people that are paying, the people that are watching, the people that are consuming the product. Yeah. It's the same thing with the guy who is renting the studio. I was telling George you had left. Remember you were with me here. He signed a check in front of me. Mm-hmm. I got another check in the mail yesterday.
For what?
Same amount for that thing. So I looked and I was like, what the fuck? So I sent him an email. I go, you already gave me a check. I go, I'm only cashing one and I'm going to get rid of the other one. I'm going to cut up the other one. I'm not going to take advantage and be like, oh, this and that. But I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
why did he send you two checks?
He didn't reply to the email, but I think he made a mistake.
Unless
he might have misunderstood the pricing. He might think that every time he has to pay that. But I'm not going to do that to the guy.
Unless he
That's
was paying
crazy.
for next month.
No, he wrote the date on it. It was the same date, yeah.
That's weird.
But that's what I'm saying is shit like that. Oh, Discord link, please. The Discord, Poseidon's not going to be able to get it right off the bat, but if you go to panteliscomedy.com, one of the menu options is Discord. You click on it and it brings you to the Discord.
Yeah, written like how you see it on the bottom left of the screen right now.
Panteliscomedy.com. Yeah.
For the people watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
So head over to panteliscomedy.com.
And there's links to everything over there. So yeah, no, you have to, but these people, again, they don't know how to build. They just want stuff, right? They just want, and I know people in the scene too that I get mad at here sometimes that like I try to motivate, like you should do a podcast, you should do this, and they're like, oh, but I have 3 episodes in, I have no listeners. What the fuck? Well, yeah, that's how everything starts. I've been doing this for a decade. Like,
I wonder if anyone's even seen Film My Whole. And
you have to build traction and you have to be consistent.
We were doing this.
Yeah, you have to build traction and be consistent, man. Nothing's done overnight. And if you're being inconsistent like that, no one has faith in subscribing, in paying, all that, because like this guy's gonna fuck me over. I'm gonna pay for money. He's gonna fuck off.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's like if Netflix was like flaky. If 1 month Netflix wouldn't work, and they would still ask you to get the fuck out.
I mean, that exists. It's called Prime Video. Sometimes it just doesn't fucking work.
Prime is
that's not true. Prime's a bit better now. It used to have some issues, but it's pretty solid.
Prime has some good shows too now. So, anyways, all that to say with the Rogan thing, I just thought it was very funny that they were saying, like, she was saying stuff. I don't know, it was just so weird saying like he hasn't done anything, he just makes fun of people. My kids are the hardworking ones. It's the opposite. He's the one who actually had to build something out of nothing. He wasn't handed anything. Like just the lunacy of that coming out of your mouth and you not thinking how stupid that is.
That's just entitlement.
Mind-boggling.
Entitlement.
Mind-boggling. Anyhow.
I mean, fuck Bruce.
Yeah, fuck them both.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Bruce.
He's not dead.
I mean, technically, if you call them Bruce,
his name
dead
is dead.
Naming them.
His name is dead.
I mean, that's the drilling.
That's the drilling. That's loud.
It's a fucking mystery, man. I'd love to know where it's coming from.
Are they still looking?
I mean, Ninja.
By the way,
yeah,
it was so funny because like while we were looking for the drilling,
you could hear the noise.
We can hear where's it coming from. We were running all over the place. At some point, we crossed paths with a guy.
Holding a drill.
No, right on top of us. You know the guys that move the stuff.
Yeah.
The jiggers,
right? I saw the guy, and he's like, and the other guy stops and goes, "Well, what are you about to do?"
Go ahead.
Doorbell ring.
Go on.
And he goes, "Oh, I need to move some stuff." So he goes, "No, you can't. You have to wait. They're recording stuff, because you guys make a lot of noise." And it was so funny because like he tried to like look at me like and try and say something, but he didn't say anything.
Oh, you were in full ghetto mode.
I was in full like say something, please. And he realized.
Got a package?
The help is here.
Oh,
Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill.
And he noticed, and he just he pulled off one of these. Like nobody can see me, but he goes.
Oh, he rolled his eyes down. He pulled one.
I missed something good.
Yeah.
He just because a guy was gonna talk back to Nabil earlier because he's like, don't make any noise because they're recording, and he was about to talk back, and then Poseidon gave him the look, and the guy just put his head down like, okay, my friend, don't you worry. We're gonna end it in a bit just because I want to take the time in the morning now to find out the source, and we could stop them for my recording later. So if you go to patreon.com/Pantelis, you'll be able to catch today's live stream of the Pantelis podcast with the Jofo crew live on the Patreon, and it'll be up for everyone else on Monday. If you're signing up right now on Patreon, obviously you see the different perks and different tiers. If you do sign up for a yearly subscription, because now you can go yearly instead of monthly, all the yearlies, regardless of tier, are getting the limited edition Pantelis podcast keychains.
Limited edition keychains.
Yeah, we're only giving them until September 30th. And actually, the new shipment is coming in today because I underestimated how many people would be willing to switch to annual, so I didn't order enough in the beginning.
I mean, It's a little surprising. It's a
little surprising, but
People
it's
are
actually
very excited.
But then I realized it's also, if you're going to stay for the year, it makes more sense because you also get the yearly subscription. You also get, I think it's like 15% or 14%. You get a discount too.
Oh,
so if you're gonna, so if you're gonna stay the year,
I mean, that makes
you
sense.
save money and you get shit, so it makes sense.
It's good to save money, and it's good to have things.
Yeah, obviously. Head over to Mr. Balabanos over here. It's balabanos.com.
Balabanos.com.
Balabanos.com. Fill My Hole Fill My Hole is now going to be filmed in this studio.
Yes, we're moving everything into here. The only reason I haven't done it is the same reason that we canceled last Friday's morning show. I've just been swamped with
And
shits.
fixing shit like the,
Yeah, just trying to get everything up to fucking code in here, and
We kind of did the impossible though. The fact that
it came together fast.
The fact that we can you balance guests with Poseidon in the future? I don't
Yeah, I
understand.
saw that. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean, PC guy? Can you balance guests with Poseidon?
Like, you want them to weigh the same?
Yeah, can you balance
I
guests?
mean, maybe he means
Talking about Phil
not
Mahoney?
have. No, I don't think so. I think he's talking to you.
Yeah,
PC guy.
those we're saying those keychains at the end of the month. Once the month is over and we've seen everyone, we're gonna ship them all out at the same time.
This is my interpretation. He wants not Poseidon to not be on every episode of Pantelis live, and sometimes it's a guest. This is what I'm
Pantelis
thinking.
Live is not the Pantelis podcast.
He never said Pantelis podcast, did he? Can
No,
you
no,
balance
but I
both?
never talked about Pantelis Live.
Oh, maybe.
They're two different shows. They're two different shows.
Like, you're just one guy.
Poseidon is not the
Yeah,
guest
thank you.
on the Pantelis podcast. There's always a different guest.
Yes, that I know.
Literally, we had David Icke and then Nick Drosos. I don't know what the fuck he's talking
they're
about.
versions of
Though
Poseidon.
people do often mix the Pantelis podcast with Pantelis Live, and it fucking bothers me.
Pantelis live is like Raw, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, WWE Raw.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Pantelis Live is mostly we could talk with people too in the
Yeah,
chat and
yeah.
shit and discuss the topics, whereas the guest, it's for the guest.
PC guy, guest and Poseidon. Oh, he wants a guest and Poseidon.
Oh,
on
but it
Pantelis.
depends on the
actually-
guest. So-
Funny thing, tomorrow I have my in bed with Poseidon, and I have a guest.
Do you have a guest
You
finally?
have a guest
It's a
in your
friend of
bed?
mine.
What?
It's a friend of mine,
What friend?
A lady friend?
Dawn.
Oh, really? Hey, okay, they're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's
so,
going to get freaky in
how
bed
do
with
we-
Poseidon.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he spilled his coffee.
Damn it.
It
What a
already got-
way!
it already got
What a
freaky.
way! What a way to get freaky. Okay, I'm gonna go check out what the noise is. Thank you guys
We
for
will
checking
see
this out.
you next time.
Patreon.com/Pantelis, theposeidon69 on Twitter and Instagram. Balabanos.com for Phil. If you want to rent the studio, we got. If you go to panteliscomedy.com, there's a section there that says rentals, rental studio, whatever the fuck. You can go there. The details are there. There's an email for that. 2 drink minimum will be live 10 p.m. Sunday from the Bordel. Suzaku.ca to get your tickets right now if you haven't already. I will be doing stand-up at the Comedy Nest tonight. I'll be at Peroni's tomorrow night. I will be at both the Comedy Nest and the Bordel on Sunday night. And that's about that. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and the rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.